now entering the Bass Galaxy.
This is Teal's Bass Galaxy. I'm your host. This podcast is about raw, real conversations with real awesome people about bass fishing, bass boats, and heck, there are no limits in the galaxy. Attention all Bastronauts. This podcast is supported by the Bass Galaxy's title sponsor, Waypoint Angler Supply, the Midwest's new landing pad for hardcore anglers just like you and me. If you're looking for the sneaky goods you can't find anywhere else, look no further. Waypoint Angler Supply has the largest offering of JDM tackle in the Midwest, and they are right here in Minnesota on Lake Minnetonka. This is truly a place every bass fisherman in Minnesota needs to visit because we finally have a tackle shop in the state that's as dreamy as the ones you find down south. And the staff at Waypoint Angler Supply understands the various needs of us anglers, which is why you'll find the selection there so enticing. Ross and the folks at Waypoint Angler Supply are passionate about carrying the right stuff, providing an authentic customer experience, and they listen to the anglers. And it doesn't end at JDM baits. They stock all the top U.S. brands, as well as local Minnesota brands like Veselka Fishing and Customs, Arsenal Fishing, Bait Lab Custom Swim Baits, All Terrain Tackle, Bagley Northland, Outcast Tackle, and more. So stop into their store on Lake Minnetonka or visit their website, waypointanglersupply.com. That's waypointanglersupply.com. Use the code GALAXY20 to save 20% on your next tackle binge. Today, we've got the high school national champions, the first ones ever from Minnesota. These guys hail from Cambridge, Isanti. And they just won down on lacrosse this past year and beat over 200 other teams, and a lot of young guns coming up, but I'm really excited to talk to these guys. That's right. I'm talking about Zach Piescher and Cole Semler, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Bastronauts. This is a message of gratitude for myself, all your support that you've shown the Bass Galaxy and Teal's Bass Galaxy podcast, and just very grateful to all the guests and people who've tuned in so far. We want to keep this show rolling for all of you who keep tuning in. So it'd be great if you'd be willing to subscribe to our YouTube channel and support, all the great sponsors that keep the Bass Galaxy rolling and ever expanding. And always open to feedback, but your support is greatly appreciated. So hit that subscribe button, check out our sponsors, and we look forward to bringing you even more intergalactic content. Thank you. But boys, thanks for making the trip out here. We got Zach and Cole, high school national champions.
Yeah.
In 2023. You know how many high schoolers are fishing nowadays? That's kind of a big accomplishment.
Yeah, it's pretty big now.
Has anybody ever won a national championship from Minnesota for any high school event?
Not from Minnesota. No, I think we're the first.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think there's anyone on the world side of it that's done it either.
Walker Krampitz, he got second that one time.
Yeah, people have come close, but it's never been done, I don't think.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, now, do you guys even have to carry your books down the halls anymore, or you have people doing that for you?
Oh, it's all online now, man.
Okay.
Just Chromebooks.
They don't even got to walk to class. I get carried over there.
Yeah.
Do you give do you hand out applications for the girls in school to date you now?
Yeah, we got secretaries and everything.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Okay.
I think I have 4 people on my staff right now.
Really?
Yep. 40 applications a day on average, 7 days a week.
Well, I don't know what that's like. So, I guess How's that felt since you guys won that? I mean, has life been different since that happened? Has it opened up some new doors?
It's not been much different. I don't think it's really cool. You know, there's definitely doors that have been opened for us. Definitely some big ones too. Our name, you know, is out there now. Now people kind of like, oh, Piescher and Semler. I've heard that somewhere before, you know, and it definitely was cool. It's opened some doors, like I said, but it's, you know, I've been recognized once or twice kind of randomly, and that's really cool. You know, it's kind of like, you win nationals? Like, yeah. You know, like, that's really cool to see, but
Yeah.
not much has really changed. You know, school's still school, you know.
Yep.
Fishing's still fishing.
Still got eyes, ears, mouth, and nose.
Yep, same thing.
It's mostly old people that recognize this
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that's
Everybody
what it
that
is.
watches the news and reads the newspapers, it's just all of them mostly.
Yeah.
And like kids in our grade, they're like, "Oh, you won fishing nationals." And I didn't even know fishing was a sport. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I know you didn't."
Yeah.
I mean, I had one teacher. He was like, "Oh, you won nationals." I'm like, "Yeah," and everybody kind of looked at me like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Old people get real excited.
Yeah.
They
Isn't
get
that
real
weird?
excited about it, yeah.
You've earned the respect of your elders. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's
pretty cool.
a big deal. That's
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
So what high school do you guys go to then?
Cambridge Isanti High School.
And you guys are seniors now?
Seniors
Yep.
this year, yep.
Last
Okay.
year.
Okay. Things have changed. Do they have litter boxes in your bathrooms now? Like, what's life like in the high school?
Yeah,
scene? I haven't been
not
there.
yet. Definitely some more rules. There's a phone thing now. Can't have that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're allowed to smoke weed, but you can't have your phone out.
Really?
Yeah. That's what it seems like.
Gotcha. They just bad. I mean,
Oh, it's a dangerous thing to have out
I can't
now.
smell a phone usually. You know.
Yeah, phone's a dangerous thing now.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
More dangerous
yeah.
than vapes now too.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah, you get more trouble for being on your phone. Seems like.
In class than vaping.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
vapes fly out on the floor in front of teachers, and they don't even care. They just kind of like look at you. And
It's
then they
pretty
go back to
crazy. I
teaching.
was
They're like, that didn't roll like a phone.
Yeah.
Must be a charging bank for your phone.
That's probably actually kids get away with that.
Yeah,
Like,
USB
that's my
drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a common one.
My project's on there.
My homework.
I don't got enough storage on my computer because he bought me the cheap one.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like, you know, passing hours you can be on at lunch, but other than that, there's some teachers like, you know, I'll just put it away, and others like they see it out, you're sent to the planning room, or, you know, like you gotta watch. It's like this 6-minute video you have to watch. It's like a TED Ed. You gotta do this like Google form on why it's bad to be on your phone in school, and the third time that happens, your parents have to come to school and pick up your phone now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you get sent there?
Yeah, I was on it in our autos class. He was rambling on for like half an hour, and on the other side of the shop.
Wait,
and-
when Brick sent you?
Yeah. Yeah. I was sending a happy birthday to someone on Facebook, and it tells me to go to the planning room. But yeah, second time is taken for the day. Third time, parent has to come pick it up from school.
You know what? Typically, I wouldn't agree with that rule, but I think it's good that, you know, teachers want you guys to still talk to each other.
Yeah,
Actually talk to each other.
Yeah, it's good in some ways, but I think it's over the top. Because there's days where I'll sit on my phone for like an hour during a class. and-
Oh, fuck. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
But I mean, it's you know, it's for
I
like
wasn't the best student.
yeah, the
could've
one
been better.
kid, you know, every class that just sits on it and is failing every class, you know, and I think that's kind of the reason they're doing it. I think it's more the grades part is why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, I've heard it's been like really bad with grades in the past
a
year
lot
or
of people
two.
are failing now. Nobody cares about school.
Yeah, it's bad. I've heard, but
Well,
But-
I think COVID had quite a bit to do with that, and you guys
it
probably
did.
got
Yeah,
to see that.
it was a really
Yeah.
good excuse, is what it was.
Well, yeah, it turned that into everything, and I guess for me, I don't have kids, and I guess I wasn't exposed to that, but I keep hearing like we're losing a generation of our youth.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
something on the news about like kids it's like really really bad for grades.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy bad.
I went online and my GPA dropped by like 1.5.
Since online school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or not like 1.5, like 1, but it was not good.
Well, it's a different like. Did your GPA go down because you weren't there, or because it's harder to learn and harder to grade? You
Well,
know,
There
from
wasn't
that
much
standpoint.
learning. There wasn't like school wasn't really a thing during COVID. Like it was easy.
It's more you just Google everything.
What
Yeah.
was
But then,
what was that like? So you guys
School
got sent
changed
home.
a lot since COVID. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
way different. I think it's a little better. It seems to be a little easier, not as much like
strictness. Not as many
yeah.
people are strict
Now it's getting, this year though, it's changing again. Now it's going back to what it was, plus a little bit extra, I think.
Playtime's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember, a year or two ago, I'd bring my boat to school. I'd go park it in the back. I'd go fishing before school and I'd go fishing after school. And now last year it changed to can't have your boat at school unless you're working on it. I know.
Unless
crazy.
you're working on it.
So I find these little things, like, I don't know.
on my boat.
I gotta
Gotta
change
fix this
props.
hinge.
Yeah, I gotta change props on my boat.
You make sure a few things are broken every time you bring it to
Yeah.
school now.
I gotta fix
You hit
my
a log
trailer
every
light.
time.
My trailer light's not working. My plug's in the boat. I need to pull it out. Can I bring it to school? Because I take Wednesdays off work to go fish, and like, I just find the smallest little thing. And
I think it should be mandatory to go. I think personally,
Yeah.
as a senior, we did get more freedoms as seniors. We got to choose better classes, all that stuff, and
yeah, there's still that.
I got
little
my
bit.
senior slide, like that. Like I think with how big high school fishing is now, and how many people are doing it, that like
Yeah, I know.
we had ballroom dancing as a class. I really don't see the difference in art forms there.
Yeah,
You have
fishing,
ballroom
it's-
dancing for a class?
Yeah.
Like, how long does it take to learn?
It depends how many left feet you have, but not too long, about a week or two, and all of a sudden you're twirling.
So you took that class?
Yeah,
You just twirl the rest of the
And then I
trimester?
was so don't make fun of me, but I actually liked that class enough.
It actually
where I
sounds
was
like it was fun.
I
You get to
senior
dance
year.
with
Yeah,
girls.
I
and they
remember in-
can't complain.
I think it was 5th grade. I had some classes, a mandatory classes, when they started doing like these teacher workshop hours. Like they'd have an hour a day to work, and it was like this jazz dance class or something, and I hated it. Yeah, it was either that or you get to like color a coloring page.
jazz hands.
That sounds awful.
I don't. It was something like that. It was bad.
What was cool about like the ballroom thing is it's kind of a lost art. And
Yeah.
if there's that pretty girl that you maybe been too scared to talk to or something, like what it's done for me since high school, like in college, at weddings now, like I can grab any old lady,
You like the
any
old
one
ones?
of them old ladies.
All
That's
them
what
cougars?
the key is, to start with the old lady
And then get her
out
daughter.
out of respect. Okay,
Yep.
it's purely a respect thing. Okay, and then you're able to do that, and people are like mind blown because apparently Rocori's the only place that teaches ballroom dancing. So you look like this guy nobody's ever seen before, and yeah, I'm just telling you, like shit like that can work to your advantage. I'm very thankful for Mark Johnson and History of Ballroom Dance. Thank you.
Man,
Might have
we
to
need
take
to, we
that
need to get that
class.
class going
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then college, I ended up there was a ballroom dance class in college, so I was the TA for that.
Dang. Yeah, I don't think we have dance classes no more.
Well, I don't have like these big muscles and like this juiced up bod to like go pick up chicks at the gym. So
It
like,
doesn't work.
I had to like
The long
use a
run.
little more
Yeah.
finesse.
Yeah.
Get the spinning reel out.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
What you mean?
Back to fishing though. How long have you guys been competing in the high school stuff?
I think this is year 6 for us, 5 or 6.
Six.
Our club's been going for 6 years. I think we joined it.
Yeah.
You were on it the first year, I believe.
7th grade then you would have been in, right?
I think so.
Wait. No, I've been doing it for 7 years.
You've
'Cause I
been
did
doing it- yeah,
I did
you
it
did
for
it
a
with
year
your
before
sister.
you with my stepsister.
And then I started fishing it the year after.
Yeah.
And we've been fishing together for this. I think this is going on our 6th year. We fished together, 5th.
Or is it our 7th?
I want to say our team's been a thing for 6 years. This is our 6th year as a team, like a club. I believe I've been on it for 5 years. I wasn't there the first year.
Sure. So like how big was the team when you guys kind of started this and how big is it now?
It was started with Ben Schomer. He wanted to start the team, and his mom, and then our current coach, Chad Lant.
Good dude.
They got together along with Jimmy Bell was there too, and I don't know if there's really anyone else, and they kind of got started. It was pretty big the first year. I know it grew pretty fast, and I think now we're just a little shy of 60, I want to say.
Sure.
A lot of young kids, a lot of
Yeah.
like intermediate school and younger,
How do you handle that where everybody like gets a chance to fish, right? Because when I
Yeah.
was around, like it was tough to get boaters for the junior Bassmaster stuff, but there wasn't that many of us,
Yeah, so it's kind of a really like low key kind of team. So there's
Yep.
the junior side of it, which is everything but high school, and there's the high school side.
So let's take 7th and 8th grade, right? And then 9th through 12th.
Yeah.
60 total between like all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually it's the high school side, usually about a dozen anglers show up,
Sure.
which that's about all we have for high school. We don't have a huge high school group
So
anymore.
that middle school's like 40, 50.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like, I'd say 8 to 10 year olds. A lot
Yeah.
of really young kids. A lot of
Gotcha.
people that aren't super into it, but just like fishing. You know, it's cool to be on the team and learn a little bit. And
And you guys, when the first team meeting comes, like, yeah, I know you all like fishing, but about half this field's going to get cut down by
Yeah.
middle of the
yeah,
season.
cuts are
Yeah.
coming. Better get better. But yeah, so the junior side, that's like multi-species for the Wednesday
Oh, sure,
nighters. And
sure.
it's like we switch off high schools one week, juniors the next week. And a lot of the high schoolers are boat captain for the juniors.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, parents will go out with their boat. And
I think
Yeah.
a lot of the juniors too is just like their dad likes to go fishing.
Yeah,
So
it's-
then he's like, "Hey, you guys are going on the fishing team." We're like, "Okay, I don't care."
it's just, yeah,
That's
kind of
right.
something to
Boys.
do, you know. Yeah. Like little kids playing baseball or soccer, you know.
Right, like t-ball.
Yeah, no big deal. It's kind of something fun to do. But for some of us, like me and Cole and Wyatt Lant, I know is one of them, and there was a couple others, Caden and Ty. It's more of a serious thing and something.
Yeah.
You know, it's a stepping stone to go somewhere better.
Right. Well, I know
Which is
Wyatt
where it's
can
gone
catch
for
'em.
us.
Chad's a good dude.
Yeah.
And you boys seem that brotherhood or that competition. I think about like talking to Fothergill and Dumpke, that deal they had up in Grand Rapids, where there was, you know, a really good core group of serious guys who really were passionate about it. And I mean, you look at Kobe Koenig. I mean, a lot of those guys have really they push each other, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely what it is. You know, there's like whatever it is, the 6 of us,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, there's a big kind of gap
Sure.
between us and all the other anglers.
Well, you're been doing it a lot longer, you know.
Yeah.
And I think about myself, you know, in 7th grade versus 11th, like I was
Oh,
a
yeah.
totally different angler. Then I think about myself now versus 11th. I'm
Yeah.
a totally different
I remember
angler,
when I
so-
started with him and his dad, our boat captain. It was a huge difference. I remember
Yeah,
we
walk me
fished
through
gull.
that.
We fished gull, one of our first tournaments ever. That was a TBF,
That was state for TBF.
state for TBF. So we fished like North Long and I don't know, a couple other lakes before that. Maybe it was just North Long. We got third out there. I remember it was the first time I ever threw a drop shot.
Sure.
Like, how do I do this? And he shows me how to do it. And we started fishing weed lines, and we ended up doing jig worms out there. And it was cool to learn that. And
What
then
was
our
your
next
kind of
one,
deal before that? Like what
I didn't
what
have
were you comfortable with
my
at that
deal
time?
before that
Was square bills.
was square bills and spinner baits.
I remember that.
Hey, I
remember
respect
that.
That's how I learned. I
Yep.
learned with, when I very first started fishing, I wasn't really into it. You know, my dad had an old Lund. We'd go trolling for pike and walleye. You know, Rapalas, 8-pound mono on a Mitchell spinning rod.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
$30 setup, $20 setup. Then it
So I
turned into me
started with-
throwing spinner baits on that 8-pound line and
Yep.
Mitchell spinning setup. And then it turned into, I got my first bait caster, a Lew's mock speed spool or whatever. And,
Yeah. I still got my first bait cast.
and
on it the other day.
I just broke mine a few years ago. And from
It's
there,
broken.
it just kind of took off. That's when I joined the fishing team.
Sure.
And me and Cole and his dad, we all got together. And we started fishing together. We were friends before that. And we started fishing together. And we fished, I learned how to fish weed lines the first tournament. Second tournament, first time we ever fished docks. It was a mess. But we took 4th out there. That was on gull. There was like 3-foot rollers.
Yep. Yep.
We're skipping tubes. And I don't know if you know how tubes skip, but it can be a little goofy sometimes
how
when
they're
there's
rigged.
rollers.
Yeah.
Depends. Well, skipping anything in wind is
Yeah.
For
Yep.
the first time.
It'll hit the
too.
wave just right, and it's up over the canopy.
Yeah, it looks like I'm golfing. Like, whoa, where'd it
Yeah.
go?
So he'd be in the
Can't
front of
find
the
my
boat.
ball.
Yeah, he was in the front of the boat on the trolling motor, and we're back there just skipping away. We'd be getting stuck, and I remember
We dropped the net in the
we
water.
almost lost the net. I think trying to get a bait
we did
out.
drop the net. We were floating into a dock, so I tried pushing
Yeah.
off with the net.
It was
Fell
a
in the
mess.
water.
I remember
We
that.
had to snag it back out of the lake so we could net our fish.
Yeah, that's about the thing I remember from them. But yep, we learned fish docks there. We learned fish weed lines tournament before that. After that, I don't know what it was. The first one was on Tonka, and you were
Oh.
fishing docks. You were throwing a whack here. I was throwing a square bill all day.
With your dad. That's right.
That was the first one we ever did.
I remember because we were going up to the big way in, and all these
Oh
kids
my
were
God.
dropping all these fish on this
What a-
giant asphalt thing.
Yeah.
It's just like every other.
It was at
super raining.
Fletcher's,
Everything's
yeah.
wet. Just
Yeah, I'm like,
and
what
Zach's like, what is
idiots
wrong
these
with
guys
kids?
are.
He gets
Can't
up
hold
there,
on to a fish.
drops two of his
Dropped like a
fish.
3-pounder.
That exact thing happened to me.
I felt like such an
at
idiot.
Fletcher's.
I was laughing so hard. It was so funny.
Like, what are all these idiots doing dropping fish?
I don't know what it is about Tonka fish either, but it
They're
seems to happen
feisty.
out there more.
They got goofy
Right.
mouths. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
There's
I
too
don't
many
know.
rich people out there.
Yeah, that's what's doing it.
Yeah, I just think my hands are all buttery from being
Yeah.
sweaty all day
Yeah.
trying to.
I remember
It's
actually,
a nerve-wracking lake to fish.
yeah, our other qualifier was Crossville Kagama in Pine City. That's where it was. we zeroed there. So our first one was Tonka, second one was Cross Pokegama,
That was a rough tournament.
third one was North Long. So that one, yeah,
Cross
it was really bad. He caught almost a state. We didn't know at the time, almost a state record white bass.
Yeah.
Massive.
It was like
It was
I'm not even kidding.
Big.
Yeah,
It was
I caught on a
huge.
popper. I didn't
Yeah.
even know what it was.
We
I was
seen
like,
him-
"What is
yeah.
this fish?" And he's like, "I think it's a white bass."
We
I'm
seen
like,
them
"Oh,
blowing
it's
up
a
all
striper.
day. Yeah, they were blowing up all day out there, and we couldn't catch them. And I missed a couple on docks. I don't know what they were.
This perch's stripes are the wrong way.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah.
But
Why
he got
is he so white, not yellow?
yeah, like just last year, I brought it up again. Like, dude, that is a huge white bass. Like, I just realized like that's close to a state record.
I got a picture of it somewhere.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, but I remember how big it was. Yeah, you should try
I
to
don't
find
think
it.
you can submit it now.
No, you definitely
I
can't.
don't
But
even
it's
care.
that was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
we zeroed there, and we didn't know at the time, but his dad did, and we actually somehow qualified to fish state through zeroing.
Well, tiebreaker. What was the tiebreaker? Your weight on
That's-
the previous.
I don't
place,
know
or
how that worked. I don't know how it worked.
you go by
But
height.
anyway, we qualified there. He didn't tell us we qualified. You know, so we're like, oh, we got one more chance on North Long. We got to qualify. And we did it there. We took third out there. And that was pretty cool. It was the first trophies we ever got. And
Sure. This
that
was
was
this
really
BASS or SATT?
This was TBF at the time.
Okay.
We were too young to fish either of those.
Okay. Oh, so
So
you're
you find a
7th, 8th
picture?
graders at this point.
Look at that thing.
It's been a long
Holy
time since I've seen this.
smokes. Wow.
That thing's huge.
That was a big fish.
That-
I
that's-
caught it on-
That's fun.
That's
I caught it
very.
on
Do you, have
bass
a,
are
do you have a
fun.
length on it? Is there another picture?
No,
That's so
I don't got
close
a
to a state
picture with the
record.
length, but it was like 2 and like 2/3 pounds.
Cool.
It was like 2.6.
I feel like it was way more than that, wasn't it?
I don't remember. It was something like that, but
Oh.
I caught it on a Bill Dance Excalibur.
Old
The
school
popper.
popper.
Yeah, I don't make
popper.
those no more.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
Lipless crankbaits.
Yeah,
are
but that
really
was
good,
that was
too.
a rough lake, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
My grandpa
That's-
super good at fishing.
yeah.
We went out fishing for 8 hours, caught one pike, went out fishing the next day for the tournament, and that's the only fish we caught all day.
Yeah, that's
Okay, come out cross.
yeah,
I
I'm-
heard there's big uns in there.
there is. I never used to know what I'm doing out there, and I started fishing the past few years, and I've got pretty dang good at it. Awesome fall bite, amazing. I
I
love
believe it. Yeah,
I
them
love
dirty
it.
shallow lakes get
It's
really
it,
good.
there's
when
a
the
little
water
there's a
cools
little bit of
down.
a secret out there, but it's a fun lake. Fish is really tough, you know, even for knowing what you're doing. Like 10 pounds, 12 pounds to get your top three. Me and Wyatt, we fished the Pine City fundraiser event out there, the Back to School Bass Bash, and we took third with 12:36, I think. I think first was 14. And
Okay.
they were up on Pokegama all day, and yeah, it was we couldn't catch any right away. We had these ideas of going and fishing docks, which is how it was won, and going way upriver to find some smallies in the wood. None of that worked, so we kind of went back to what we knew, and it worked, But yeah, that's a real fun lake. That's where I'm at most weekends in the fall.
And it seems like so you two got hooked up. How did you kind of get into tournament bass fishing, Cole? And
Well-
what kind of was the spark for you? I know mine's similar to him. Mine was casting spinner baits
Yeah.
and pencil reeds while my grandpa was fishing for walleyes,
Yeah.
and me wanting to be a little more active than just sit there and watch my number 7 shad wrap. You know what I mean?
It gets kind of
so-
boring after the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
it's not, I'd rather do that than like sit up at the camper or something like that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
ADHD Aaron over here, like he wanted to move a little more. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I couldn't tell you what exactly got me into fishing. I mean, I've just been around it forever. My
Yeah,
dad does
your
it.
grandpa was huge.
My
in
grandpa
it.
was huge into. He used to do a lot of tournaments.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I just always did it, and then all of a sudden my brother started fishing all these tournaments, and my dad was fishing them with him, and I was like, hey, I kind of want to do that. And so he's like, all right, well, do you have a partner? I'm like, no. He's like, well, get
Sister.
Addison, my sister, she
Yeah.
can go fishing. I'm like, okay, sounds good. I mean, we just
Yeah. So
started
you're just
fishing
kind of around
tournaments.
it forever. and-
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So I guess I did a little reading on like your national championship and stuff. And,
Yeah.
And I think it's crazy with how many boats there was.
It was crazy. Like going into it,
Yeah.
it's cool to win, but it's not in your head.
Well,
To be honest, like winning is
It's so far out
It's so
there.
far out. You don't think about winning. It's like because we knew we were pretty good. Like top 20 would be amazing. That'd be so cool. We're gonna go out there, participate, have some fun, catch some fish. It's never really in your head to win. Now it is, because we know what we can do.
Walk me through qualifying for that one though, because we
So,
talked a little
yeah.
bit about like the early days, but like leading up to qualify for this national championship on lacrosse, how did that work?
Yeah,
Because
so-
a lot of teams from all over the
Yeah, you can
Right.
qualify tons of different ways for that. And we qualified through our SATTs, our local Minnesota tournaments. And so that is based off of your AOY points. So you have 4 qualifying tournaments in the
And
year.
it takes your top 3.
And it takes your top 3.
so
and
AOI points against every kid in the state.
Yeah.
Right.
that fishes the SATT.
For
correct,
the SATT.
yes.
Got it.
Yep,
Which was hundreds.
Yeah, and we
Yep.
qualified every year, I believe,
Ex-
except the first.
That's
So you got
right.
hundreds of teams,
Yep.
4 regular season events, which for TOI or AOI,
Yep,
where
team
did
of
you
the
need
year,
to
angler of the
be? What was
It was
how
top-
many teams did they take?
Top 10 teams, but what ends up happening is you can't fish it. If you're a senior fishing SATT and you qualify, it's held the next year. So like we qualified the year of 2022 to fish this
23.
2023.
And then we qualified
Yeah.
this year to
Yeah.
fish it next year. But when we qualify next year, we can't fish it
Yeah,
in
because you're
2025.
older than a senior. You can't fish the nationals.
Yeah.
So there's seniors that are in the top 10 and they get booted out, so they take like 11th place.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
so
sure.
they usually it goes up to like 16th or 18th, but this year we were 3rd. Last year we were, I want to say, top 10. The year before that we were just out of top 10, but I think we made it. And the year before that we were just out of it because we didn't fish. That's when we didn't fish all 4 events, when we still weren't huge into it. We were still in like the top 50 places out of
Sure.
200 boats.
Yep.
But
yep.
then the years after that, we consistently in top 20, and it was a little more fun, when you're doing good. And,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Want to know something funny?
Absolutely.
We never won a tournament before nationals.
Nope, that was our first one.
Never
we
won a tournament.
Dude, I think that's awesome.
We had 1 third place finish
on North Long.
on
right?
North Long when
Yep.
we were in middle school.
Did we have one other?
Nope.
To me, that's
No other
awesome.
top 3s.
Because at the end of the day, people watching this would probably think you guys
Oh,
won everything, or that
Yeah,
you're
we've always
supposed to
been the
win all the
top,
time, and
and-
that's
Yeah.
not how tournament
Yeah,
fishing
our
works,
dads
as
have
we
these.
know.
Yeah, our dads have like these $100,000 boats, and they
Yeah.
run around in like Vexuses and Icons and stuff. And we've been around sponsors our whole life. We know. I don't know. I mean, your dad is what, a 94 stroker. I have an 01 Skeeter. I mean, it's
94 stroker.
Yeah,
I
It's-
bet it ain't slow.
That
It
thing
ain't.
rips.
I don't think
he hit
he's ever
almost
opened
90
it
in
up.
it once.
I believe it. I bet you got to drive the shit out of it too when
But-
it gets there.
yeah,
His
like
transom's going out though.
yeah,
I
replacing it
wouldn't-
this
I wouldn't
winter.
drive it fast then. without-
Yeah.
yeah, that.
Yeah, but
That's
I mean,
dangerous. So,
Yeah, that's how we started.
Sure.
We didn't. Neither of us had live scope till this year.
Sure.
We never had it. We still fished weed lines. Still took 3rd. It's
Right. We didn't even use live scope for
No,
any
I
of our
remember
tournaments we won.
always having like these really expensive boats around us, and we're this old boat, and it's really cool to be able to do that good when all these other guys have all like kind of these extra opportunities with these nice boats, ins with sponsors, and their dads have been doing it forever, and it's really cool. Like just us messing around, having fun, and we're doing real good. And, like
It's like
really
winning
cool.
with an ugly stick.
Dude, I love
Basically.
that. I love that.
It kind of grew up simple doing it, and
Yeah.
it's working for us, and
Well, I can relate with that because I was the kid that my dad didn't fish.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah. You
I
had
was
to
up
buy,
against all these kids who were fishing out of their dad's boats
Yeah.
with all their dad's stuff, and their dads knew what the
yeah,
heck was
40
going
years
on.
of experience, and yeah,
And I, had a small little 14-foot boat. I had to really teach myself, and
Yeah.
I met some people who helped with that learning process, but
you learn off YouTube a little bit.
everything. I'm a
Yeah.
crackhead when it comes to this, so I'll learn out of a dictionary. If there's bass fishing info in there, I'll read a dictionary. But I think what's cool about that is all of these kids are being told you need
Yeah,
5 graphs,
Right.
250, 20-foot boat, live scope, all this stuff, and the reality is
keep it simple. If you know what you're doing, you don't need it.
Right.
do the best that you can with what you've got, and it's amazing what you can accomplish if
it
you
really
don't.
is.
I mean, Bob Downey and I were talking about this last night about excuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how when he had, some bad events early on in his Elite Series career, it was really easy for him to make excuses. I lost fish,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're not doing yourself any favors making excuses.
No.
So I like your attitudes with that. And I guess, so you guys qualified for nationals, right? So now you got this big national tournament, 200 some
Yeah.
teams.
So it was for nationals. I believe it was 200 boats or 250.
230.
230
Yeah.
boats. So that
Something like
means 460
There you go.
high school
Yeah.
anglers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the rest, the 400 boats, the rest of that is Worlds. It was kind of confusing how, like, they split up Worlds and Nationals, but
They
Worlds
could've-
wasn't open. Anyone can fish
Yeah.
that.
Was that a different event?
So how if you qualify through Nationals, if you fish in the National side, the first 3 days is Nationals. There's a cut day 2 on the National side, and if you're top 10, I believe. Well, if you don't make the cut day 2, you still fish day 3 on the National side, and you fish that as the Worlds event, the Open, and
On
you
the
got
same body of water?
It's all
Yeah.
in the same body. It's really confusing. It's hard to
It's-
explain.
Well, what happened is
Makes sense if you don't think about it.
right?
Jeepers.
But they couldn't
Yeah.
get enough people to fish the Worlds, I think it
Yeah,
was.
so they put them together.
So then they got frustrated because nobody was actually going to fish the tournament. So they just said, "Screw it, we're going to combine these
Yeah.
two."
It's-
Were they trying to get like other countries?
Yeah, we
there's,
had
like,
kids from Zimbabwe.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
There's
and,
that and Hawaii, Canada, one team
and
from each of those. That was
We had
it.
kids
That's
from
cool.
Montana.
Oh,
I
really?
didn't even know there's bass in Montana.
Probably in streams.
Yeah, when we fished nationals, there was a team that qualified from South Africa last.
Oh, okay,
So they were
yeah.
down on Hartwell, and we talked to them, and it was like
Yeah, it's
they were
pretty
the
cool.
coolest dudes. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd look at them, you wouldn't expect anything different, really.
Right.
You know, it's like you look like you're from here. You know, you fish the same.
Same
Everything's the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to see. But yeah, it's so confusing how they set it up. But basically, if you didn't make it to if you didn't qualify for nationals, you can still go. You can still fish the Worlds. Which, I mean, I think it's more impressive to win nationals. It's much harder, I think.
Well, yeah.
It's yeah. You can't try to win. No one's ever won both nationals and Worlds. We thought we could. I think the
We weren't
barge.
close.
How does that work though? Like, okay, so
Yes.
the people who don't make day 3 fish the Worlds that day.
And you have to do really good.
but
It's
yet
like
you're
top
fishing
10.
day 3
Yeah.
for the nationals. How do you fish the Worlds at the same time?
Well,
So-
the top
Like, that
10
doesn't
from
make
the
sense.
nationals that get cut, those also make it to the World Finals.
Yeah. So we didn't
Which is at
ever.
the same time on the same lake?
Yep.
Yeah. So we never really made Worlds. It's an open, so anyone can fish it. But we qualified for Worlds the last day of Worlds, which there's cuts like every day for Worlds.
Sure, sure.
And we qualified to fish the last day of Worlds because we placed top 10 for national. Top 10 of nationals went to last day of Worlds, and you compete for the Worlds. There was 30 anglers for the last day of Worlds.
31 because there's a lucky
So
dog.
what about
Yeah,
nationals?
there's a lucky dog.
So after you won the nationals, then you had to fish another day for the Worlds?
For the Worlds, and
Holy shit.
that's what makes
Yeah.
it really hard to win Worlds on top of nationals because you're fishing.
the same
you-
spot.
You're fishing.
4 days.
We had one
You're burning your
major
shit
spot.
down
Yeah, and
for
we
that
were
national.
super careful about nationals because we pre-fishing. We didn't know what was really there. We were fishing this one mat. We seen a couple blow up, made 2 casts, caught 2, and left. So I didn't think about it too much. I should have thought about it a little more. But, I didn't think much of it.
Did you have other shit to run, or was that all you found?
That was about it. I spent 2 days there pre-fishing. I think we had 3 days to pre-fish. There's when you could, start date and end date. I fished those 3 days. I went down there, and I tried doing the wing dam thing. That's what we always did in 4 on Pepin previously. Didn't work. I caught like a 2-pounder, a 14-incher, and that's it. So then we
Over, like,
started over
day
2
and a
days
half.
of pre-fishing.
Yeah,
2
yeah.
full days of pre-fishing. My batteries kept dying on me. It was just a mess. It was not going my way. And then the 3rd day, last day of pre-fishing, we went for largies, and we had like 11 pounds within an hour.
For 3?
So it's like
or for 5?
for 3. Yep, for 3. It's like, oh, well, we're going with largies. That's obvious. So then we start fishing we're fishing cut bank and stuff, just throwing frogs and swim jigs, and we pull up to this. We're just flying by the lake looking for more of the similar stuff, and we see this one mat. And we're pointing over at it, like, yeah, let's try it quick. So we make those 2 casts, catch a 2, and whatever. We leave. We go try some other stuff. And tournament day, we come back. We start fishing the cut bank where we caught them originally, where we first got on the largies, and it was okay. We caught a couple, missed a couple on the first day, and then we went and fished that mat, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 we got like 4 fish right there. And like, oh, there's a school here. So then we start thinking like we need to start conserving this and thinking about it, and we did really good actually.
How many boats were around you? And like
Not a one.
that. So when I read the article, like that was the most mind-blowing thing to me, because in the article it said that you guys had that spot to yourself for pretty much the whole tournament.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Other than a couple boats flying past us,
like a
these-
quarter-mile away.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
was
a dream,
even close.
because I heard people talking about that event and how like there was a lot of pissed off hockey parents after that event. I got to
Is
imagine.
that what? I don't know. I haven't
just
heard anything
that
about it.
It was bumper boats.
I
on
haven't
top,
heard
on top
that.
of
I
each
didn't see
other.
it.
I wasn't there either, dude.
Yes.
But as anglers, we develop special bonds with our equipment. There's something magical when you find that perfect jig rod and reel combo for a technique that elevates your confidence on the water. Whether it's a perfectly balanced, crisp, and sensitive jig rod that gives you the highest level of control over your bait, allows you to feel every grain of sand, every bite, and allows you to drive that hook clean, or a rod with the perfect action and taper that seems to keep your chatterbait, swim bait, or whatever it is in the back of the bass's head where it belongs no matter where you throw it, or a rod that allows you to effortlessly cast a lighter bait you used to cuss at on your old combo. These types of magical bonds are rare to find in a mass-produced sweatshop, which is why Veselka Fishing and Customs came to existence, with the sole purpose of bringing you closer to your passion by enhancing the bond with you, your rod, and the bass. Confidence is everything in bass fishing, and there's no bigger boner buster than losing a big fish, not feeling like you can present your bait correctly. The list goes on and on. Mr. Veselka is a full-blown artesian craftsman who can build you the perfect rod, no matter the size or action, custom, exactly the way you want it. He also has a wide variety to choose from right on his website, including fan favorites like the 8-foot hair jig rod, the drop shot rod, swim bait rod, the chatter chicken rod, the MH workhorse, and more. Even ice fishing. You do the whole frozen Swiss cheese thing, the ice fishing. Seen grumpy old men? Well, you can send that jiggle stick back to the antique store because Mr. Veselka builds custom ice rods in all sizes and actions too. So head on over to his website, veselkafishing.com. That's VOCELKA fishing.com to enhance your confidence on the water, feel your passion, and catch more bass, baby. Are you ready to reel in your next home purchase or refinance? Supreme Lending's Dream Team can help guide you through the entire mortgage process, from pre-qualification to closing. They have a wide variety of home loan programs in their tackle box, including down payment assistance and first-time homebuyer options. Just ask me. I trusted Aaron Dagas, a bass fisherman just like you and me, and Supreme Lending's Dream Team to help finance my first home. Contact Aaron Dagas and the Dream Team today by scanning the QR code or giving them a call at 763-326-0677. That's 763-326-0677. Did I catch a 7 in there? Or visit their website, aarondages.supremelending.com. That's AARONDAEGES.supremelending.com.
So we did lock up. We went to 7.
Okay. I like that move. 7 or 8?
7. It launched at 8.
7's my favorite.
Yeah. I tried fishing 8 a little bit. I said, screw this. This sucks. This
Fish
is
are
where
too
everyone's going to
small.
be. Tournament day. All 4 days of tournament. It's going to have way too much pressure. Screw it. We're staying out at 8. We're going 7. So we'd fish.
You on Alaska that bitch, didn't you?
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
That's a place where I feel like that's where in my head, like where you could spread out for
Yeah.
it to go down like that.
But we also found a lot of other stuff
Sure.
other than on Alaska. Any spot there was scum or frogs or anything, pads, whatever you have it. There was fish in all of it.
Sure.
It was just fishing it, finding the concentrations of them.
Yep.
And we found real good schools of them. And I mean, we really tried to conserve them. I think we did it perfectly. Like we'd catch day 2, we'd go in, we said, screw all that other cut bank. This mat is where they're at. We'd fly in there, we'd sit down, we'd get ready, we'd get in position. You can't miss a fish, you can't lose a fish,
Yep.
So we'd sit down, we'd power pull down. Like, I think camera crew there day 2? No, day 3 and 4 they were. So day 2, we get to our spot.
Was this at the point where the boat wouldn't get on plane?
Nope,
No,
that was
day
day
3.
Day 3.
The most important day.
Yep. So did we have any problems day 2?
I
There
read
was.
something about
Yep.
that it wouldn't get on plane, and one of you was pumping the bulb.
Yeah.
So
to keep
that
the
was
boat
day
on
2.
plane.
It
That
was
was
day
day 2.
2, so we went to take off. Did we get to our spot without really? It was.
I don't remember.
Bogging
Might have had to do
down.
it like halfway down.
I think we got like halfway to lock, up to 7, and it kind of shut off. It was really. No, we made it all the way on day 2. I remember.
And then
Day 2, we
not on the
made
way
it there.
back, though.
Day 2, we made it there just fine. Right, nothing went wrong. Fished our stuff. First cast, 3-pounder. Second cast, another 3-pounder.
So you pulled down on this mat. How long did you sit on this mat?
We only got a chance to fish for like an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, and then we'd have to leave because of the barges. They screwed us over almost every day, especially the last day. We could have pulled a couple more out of there.
Isn't that wild? That barge thing is like
It sucks.
It's kind of scary if you're not paying attention. Their last day, the
it's
camera
changed
boat.
my tournament, like the way I go about a tournament, due to fear
It
of
doesn't.
a barge.
It doesn't matter how good you're doing, how good you're on them. If a barge is coming, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could have 22 pounds, but if there's a barge in that lock, when you get to that lock and weigh-ins in the next half hour, you're done.
Yeah, so there was guys, the 4th day, the final day for Worlds and, top 5 in the nation. There's still guys getting screwed by barges. There was like 3 guys that didn't make it back. There was this really big barge that came by the last day, and it was way off schedule. It was way early. And we were looking at it. We were calling like every 10 minutes, like, are we still good? Are we still good? Then they call like, you better be here in the next 10 minutes. Otherwise,
That's
they're
cool.
coming.
Like
they're
that.
approaching.
Yep.
So this was day 4. So at that point, we were on our 3rd boat. We were in Cole's grandpa's boat.
Third boat.
Third boat. We'll get to the second one in a minute.
Yeah.
But third boat, it was a Ranger, Pro XS on it, and it's like a 2017 Z521 or Z520.
I love that thing.
It's an amazing boat.
The deck on it, it's like
It's
this
huge.
ping pong table, but it's that wide.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's like this.
It's like the
over
Vexus.
here,
It's
yeah.
like this beautiful
It's-
Vexus sitting in the garage here.
I mean,
But
it's just so
yeah,
much stuff.
we
We could, like do
were-
cartwheels on it.
yeah, we were going to take off, and of course we were in a rush, so we take off in the slop.
This is day 3 or 4?
This is 4.
4. Okay.
And we were going to take off in the slop, of course, and we got some stuff plugged up. Overheat alarm came on, low water pressure came on, and we're just sitting there, and we're trying to reverse it, putting forward, just get that crap to shoot out of there. It took us a few minutes. Like, I think we were a couple minutes past the 10 minutes that they told us we had to be back in. And the camera boat's already at the lock waiting for us at this point. And they're like telling Lockmaster, like, hold on, wait, they're coming, I swear. So they're like holding the doors open for us. And here we come. We finally get it going. We come and flying out, and we just get in there, and we're like closing the doors basically as we come in, and just made it. So that was pretty cool.
So there's apps you can use for barges.
Yeah,
and I
there's
guess,
tons.
River levels, like water levels.
Yeah.
There's apps for those, and then there's apps for barges, which to me, if anyone's fishing a tournament on the river,
Needed. So,
essential.
Yeah, we never knew anything about like the barge situation really. We were kind of scared of the lock. That was
We
the first
never
time
even
we
did a
did it.
lock until tournament day.
No,
It's
yeah,
scary. You've never done it?
Yeah,
Oh,
we didn't
really?
even do it in
Yeah.
practice. Tournament day was the first time.
You guys got balls. I like it.
Yeah,
We
we're
just
like,
go in there. I'm like, what are we supposed to do?
yeah.
I don't know.
So at the rules meeting with the 400 teams, so there was 800 people plus the boat captain, so like 1,200 people in this gymnasium at the ice arena. We're sitting here and we're trying to like learn like what's this app they just said that we're supposed to have for the barges.
It's so echoey in there too. You couldn't hear anything.
No, it was pretty bad.
It's like me in math class. What
Yeah.
did she say?
Yeah, and then all the when they gave out the boat numbers for all 400 boats, that didn't work. The email didn't get sent out, so they're like calling the list of names 1 through 400. The guy up front is, like boat 1, this person, and then they tell you which of the 4 doors to go to, and it was a mess.
Yeah.
But it got working eventually. But yeah, it was a mess. There was a lot of people.
So it's a stressful event.
Yeah,
So
there's no parking anywhere either because there's
It's the river. Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember first day we had to sit on
Oh
the road
God,
for
that
like
was horrible.
45 minutes
Because
just going
all-
along this tiny little bridge.
I'd say 3 of the 400 boats launched at. I don't know if you fished or launched at La Crosse, like at the main ramp where tournaments are held out of.
Yep.
3 of the 400 boats launched out of there tournament morning. So we're up at I don't know what was it 3 a.m. 2:45 something like that.
30, something stupid like that.
We were about half on our way. We were camping at in a tent,
Yep.
and it was. We got up there so early, and we're like, oh, we'll be fine. The line is like 2 miles long.
Like, why'd I waste my
Like,
time
there's-
tying all
yeah,
these lines
the
last
first-
night? I could have done
yeah.
this like in the next 2 hours.
The first stoplight, it's like a 4-way stoplight. there's lines going every which way from it. I think there was like a cop there too directing it, wasn't there? It was a mess.
Oh my
Like
gosh,
it was
yeah.
almost to the point where there were still people putting in when they were starting to launch. So I think they had to hold launch a little bit.
Were
I think so,
you
too.
guys at one point like, hey, maybe we use a different launch?
No,
But-
we're like, we've already been sitting here for so long. They're not gonna start launching people with another 50, 60 boats behind us.
and then it's like, where do you turn around?
Yeah.
Because it's that much. of a
But the rest of the
clusterfuck.
days after that, everyone was gone. The ramps
Yeah.
were like empty. It was so nice. Everyone's like, we're not dealing with that again.
Everybody was
Everyone went to
traumatized.
different
Everyone
ramps.
was
Everybody
other
left.
Yeah, like we're just
Yeah.
gonna keep going here. It was perfect. But yeah, it's really cool. Launching in the morning and seeing all these boats, and like the field where we're waiting to launch is just full of boats. Like it's kind of hard to navigate all the boats, but it's pretty cool to see like all your competition, all what you're fishing against.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
that is a lot. I haven't fished a tournament with. Maybe I've fished one tournament with that many boats, but
Yeah.
it was nationals if it was on
Yeah.
Hartwell. But we jumped a little bit to day 4, but I do want to get back to
Yeah.
So day 2, you got to the spot okay.
Yep, we got
And
to the spot okay.
And then you got to go back. You got to time barges. You got a bag. You got your fish. It's better than day 1.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Fish were sitting live. We learned what was going on there. We still didn't completely know how many fish were there.
Mm-hmm.
We knew what was going on. We had our bag. I think it was that our biggest bag? Day 2? Either
Yeah.
day 2. Yeah, it was like
It was almost
11
13 pounds.
Or,
was it almost 13 pounds?
4 pound
think so.
average.
Yeah, somewhere
Almost
around
13
there.
pounds. And we're starting to
Long
go
Alaska
back.
Biggins.
We get through the lock just fine. We're going down 8 from the lock on the top of 8 down to weigh-ins. It's, I don't know, probably 5 miles, 4 miles. It's not that far. And all of a sudden, the motor starts bogging down. We're running like 50 or something. Motor's kind of trying to shut off, and we had to set down because it was like really bogging down. And we go try to get back up again. We almost get up and over, and it stops. Like, crap. We try it again, same thing. We try like 4 more times, same thing. So he just starts idling back because we have to go back so early anyway. We were like, oh, we can probably idle back anyway and still have time. Like every day I took a nap in the boat.
Yeah.
We had no confidence on 8, no confidence. So I'd eat my lunch. I'd have like a little half hour, 45-minute long nap.
Drink
You know,
some
while
water.
he's casting,
He's doing a little bit of fishing,
I'm not trying
you're like,
very
this
hard.
is gonna be enough. We caught him. We're
Well,
good. You're
we're like-
can I order a pizza now?
Well, here's the thing. We're like, we didn't think we were gonna win. It was still never a thought, even at like
Well,
day
why wouldn't
2,
you keep casting then?
because there's no fish that
You
we accomplished.
literally-
It
Literally,
sucked.
I casted the whole time, and I think
You
we
were
caught,
defeated
like,
on
You know,
that.
like
hole.
we got a good bag. We thought 9 pounds a day would win it.
Sure.
That's kind of what Wyatt thought. I'm like, I'll go along with Wyatt. Like, that sounds reasonable. He knows more about this than I do, and 9 pounds a day would win it. And I'm not like, we had a solid bag. We had 11 pounds, 12 pounds. Like, sweet. I have no confidence here. I'm tired. You wake up at 3 a.m. every morning. You go to bed at 11 or 12 every night. Doing that for 4 days.
We had screech
Did you
owls.
look at him and be like, "Now's not the time to be a little bitch," okay?
no,
Kidding.
Actually, the no sleeping doesn't affect me that much as
It's
it
bad.
does him or my dad.
Yeah.
I don't mind it that much, but every night we're sleeping in this teeny little campground. We literally picked the cheapest spot. It
we
was
had
like,
the worst. It was
like
tiny.
The cheapest spot.
It was
thir-
tiny.
It was like $30 or $40. We could barely fit the boat and the truck in there along with our thing. We were
Yeah.
like going to each other campsite. My
The
dad's
tent
like,
was
"There's
almost
only one
falling
left."
off the cliff.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was
but
tight. It was tight.
We didn't even put the rain canvas on, and there's screech owls in
Oh,
the trees right
every
above
night.
us every night until like 1 in.
All
Just
night.
screeching.
It was-
So you're
bad.
crabby. You're crabby.
I was a little crabby.
And we wake up at like 3:30. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Why do we have to wake up so early?
It is weird how different people like
Yeah.
run on
Yeah.
sleep better than others, and I don't understand how that works.
Was blast off 5:30? I think it was.
It was some.
It was 5:30.
Nothing like waiting 3 hours for blast off. Wow.
Yeah, right. And there was guys launching like that were in the back of blast off. It's because it's like an hour and a half from first boat to last boat. There was guys launching like 10 minutes before they're gonna go. Like, why not? That's what we were planning on doing, and we're still there 2 hours early somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but anyway,
So
we're
you
going
weigh
back.
this day too. So you're going back.
We're
Yep.
going back, yeah. So we're going back to weigh-ins from the lock. It's not getting up, so we're idling, whatever. It's manageable. So we get back. I think it started working again. We could get on plane, keeping the RPMs real low, being real careful. It'd go for us. And I think we kind of got it like it was working again a little bit. And we figured, okay, we're good. So we kind of forgot about it. We weighed in, whatever. Everything was fine. Loaded up. Went back to the campground. Swam at the pool or whatever they have.
That pool.
It
It
was
was like
pretty
a
cool,
giant
yeah.
concrete.
It was like a
bowl,
natural
and there was
pool.
giant snapping turtles in there.
Yeah, it was a natural pool. There's a couple goldfish in there. A couple
Yeah.
sunnies.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was so hot down there. It was like 80, 90 every day, sunny. We were just dying of heat, and we'd go in there and jump in every night, cool down, and
Go swim with the goldies and the snappers.
yeah,
the
it was
snappers
good.
were scary.
You guys ever ride a snapping turtle bareback?
Not yet.
Hop on back. Hop
I've
on
been
back.
planning
Not
to. I
turtle
was
man.
gonna, but I
See,
was too tired.
I feel like they'd swim you around a little bit trying to
Yeah,
kill you.
yeah. They had
Just
the big
trying to,
old
like,
trampolines
start
in the water too. Yeah. We didn't even see it till like the last day either.
Yeah.
Him and Wyatt
You're
seen
like,
it.
Yeah.
There's
we
been
were
a snapping
swimming near
turtle. Yeah, we
Start
were
shoving
all
each
over
other towards
too.
the snapping turtle.
Right.
Yeah.
Check your dicks.
Yeah. He got my worm.
But anyway, we thought, we kind of forgot about it going into day 3. We're like, oh yeah, it's fine, because we didn't
Wait,
really.
how do you forget about that?
I don't know.
How is that not in
we
the
didn't
back of your
even.
mind going
We were
into
so
day
we were
3?
kind of
Like,
limping back.
our boat might not make it to the first
Yeah.
spot tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
that's
I don't know why, but we weren't
Yeah,
worried
so
about it.
so we weren't. I wouldn't quite
Dad
call
will
it.
take care. What?
Yeah, I wouldn't quite call it limping back on day 2. We were going pretty good.
We could get our boat. We were pretty
was
confident
working.
we could get it to work with
Yeah.
Zach doing the
And-
primer bulb.
Yeah,
no, that wasn't until day.
2.
Oh, we did figure that out day 2.
Yeah.
So that gave you a little confidence. Day 3, it's like okay. I
Yeah.
just
In the
need to squeeze
morning,
this
no,
bulb all
it
the way up
was.
there.
Now that you mention it, it was in the morning that it wasn't working.
Yeah.
We got like a mile from blast off. It wasn't working. I posted something on Facebook on a VMAX OX66 page, like an owners group page. Like I listed symptoms why it's not working, like what's going on? I'm in a tournament right now. We're sitting dead in the water trying to get to our spot. And I'm calling like Chad, and whatever. And then this one guy, Chad's like, yeah, make sure your bulbs, it's not like compressed or what do you call it? Like
Folding in
collapsed.
down
Yeah,
its
Make sure it's not collapsed.
Got some.
Yeah, it didn't look
Pressure.
collapsed. It
Yep.
wasn't collapsed like he said. And I'm like, there's a couple other guys talking about like the bulb and stuff. And
Well, it could not be collapsed, but if it doesn't have
yeah,
have
so
fuel primed,
what it was is the low pressure pumps were out.
got it.
Like 2 of the 3 were bad.
Sure.
Actually, I still have one of the original 3 in there. I've only bought 2 instead of 3 of them. So we're still going though. But it turned out being that.
It's
so,
only gonna be half as bad next time.
yeah.
'cause
So
only
we,
one of them's
yeah,
gonna go
we
out.
got to the point where I had the idea like, oh, just sit back here and pump it. Try it again, Jerry. So he starts it up. I'm sitting back there pumping like you see boats do every once in a while, like these rickety boats. Someone's back there pumping on these
it's
old
like
bass boats.
It's like a '90s carb. That's how mine was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you
Squeeze the
see
shit out of
boats
that.
doing it all the time.
Yeah.
Old bass boats. Someone's
Yep.
always back there pumping.
Yeah, EFI didn't really come about till
Yeah.
fuel injection is a 2000s
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Yeah. So anyway, we try that, and it was freaking relief the second we got up. Like yes, it's working. So I'm sitting back there pumping, on the way there and then on the way back on day 2. We got it working just fine. So like we'll just keep doing this day 3 and 4.
Totally.
No problem.
That
Not a
makes sense.
problem. Not an issue.
Yep.
So day 3, like I'll just keep pumping it. So I was back there ready to pump, and that at day 3 it was to the point where, how you ranked, right, was your boat draw.
Yep.
So we were second at that point. End of day 2, we were in second. Like holy crap,
It's like we can do this.
we have a chance. This is crazy.
have a
but
good
they
chance.
were way ahead of us day 2. So day 3 was the last day of nationals. That's
How far in weight were you behind him?
I want to say it was a couple pounds or a few pounds.
No, it was a pound and a half.
They cracked him day 2.
Because you weighed 8 or 9 the first day, right? Or
I
something
think we were
like that.
10.
we were close to 10.
10
I wanna
pounds.
say.
Okay, and then what? 13? You said
13. That was our big bag. Then the next day we were almost 12.
So, and those guys must have cracked them day 1 and day 2. They probably
Yeah.
what 13 or like
I don't know.
No.
I don't feel like going
I
and
think they
looking at
got-
these. I feel like it'd be hard to find, but
Yeah.
it was. They cracked him day 2.
They-
They had
yeah,
like
they cracked him.
almost like a 15-pound bag. I want to
got
say
it. Oof.
they. I don't know if they beat up on their spot too much or they just weren't really cooperating. Probably a little bit of both. But anyway, going into day 3, we had a camera boat with us, and there was a camera boat with first. So they had a still photography boat, and they had the video boat, and
So they had 2 boats with you?
they were
Yeah.
both following us. Yeah. So we're second in line out of like 400 boats behind us,
Yep.
right? It's this really long no wake. It's like a mile
Yep.
long no
Yep.
wake.
The lacrosse.
Yeah,
no wake of
everyone's
doom.
freaking antsy. There's a line of
So you
like
have to go south, right?
Yeah.
First through
Yeah.
that long
Yeah.
no wake and then turn.
yeah,
to
and
go
there's
north.
like it gets to the point where there's like 4 boats side by side, 5 boats side by side going through this no wake. Like what's the point, Everyone's antsy, everyone wants to go, and we go to take off. Camera boat's behind us. And all these other boats in front of us already going, so there's huge waves everywhere, and we were still idling out. All of a sudden, this boat comes up behind us.
That was day 2.
Was that day 2 they hit us?
Day 2, we got smoked by a boat.
No, it was definitely day.
Nope, it
day
was day
2.
2.
Okay, day 2. So a boat hit us day 2.
We're probably gonna have to cut that out though.
Why?
I don't know. It
For
should.
legal purposes?
Yeah. No,
I think it'd be okay.
I don't know.
We're not going to say which boat, but
No.
you guys
No.
got smoked.
No,
But
yeah.
I don't
so
know that-
Watch
we're-
where you're going when you're driving.
Yeah, there are
just so you
boats
know.
in front of us. You know how blast offs go. There's waves up to your head.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see over them. And we were still idling out because it gets closer and closer into the no wake that people are starting to take off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, we'll actually go to where it ends.
Yeah, you
You
want to
know.
win fair and square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. And this boat comes off. They are taking off behind us, and they're up. They're almost up on pads, like their boat's way up at an angle. They're
Behind
looking
you.
up at the sky, pretty much. Yeah.
Yep, can't see
And
you.
all of a sudden, I look over my shoulder, and I see the bottom of a hull of a boat coming up and over, and they hit our. It was
a cowling.
It was my
Yeah.
drive. Yeah, it was my driver's side because I had at the time I had one power pole on my
side.
on my port side.
Oh, your port side, yeah.
On the passenger side, and I didn't have one on my starboard side. Luckily, otherwise that would have been gone.
Right, yeah.
So he hit like the back corner of my cowling. I'm surprised it held up so well. They were built strong. Anyway, he hit me. First thing he said, the look on his face.
Oh, I can
like,
only imagine.
Oh crap! But he's like, first thing he says, like, "Do you have 2 power poles?" I want to say like, yeah. But no, that's the first thing he said. Like, he took a power pole off. I'm like, no, we only had one, and I'm surprised there's so little damage. I mean, his
Wow.
boat was fine. He didn't even come down and like hit my back gunnel or my sponsor or anything. It was-
Sure.
I'm surprised it was so low. So we exchanged. Jerry took his driver's. Jerry was calm. He knew what to do.
Yeah.
So he took his driver's license, phone number,
The
and
guy
like,
was pretty calm about it.
yeah. So just driver's license,
You know,
phone number.
honest
We went on our way.
mistake, Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To me, that like when you're taking off and
Yeah, it was like a 5-minute thing. Then we went on our way. Like, we'll text you, call you, we'll figure something out, right?
well, he probably thought you guys were up and gone. Meanwhile,
Oh,
your
yeah.
boat wouldn't get up.
We're
then.
down in
Yeah.
a swell, and
Right.
no, that at that point it was working. It
Okay.
didn't stop until like around the corner.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah. So it ended up he just like Venmoed me like $600 or something for a new cowling.
Yep.
So
Yep.
worked out good. Everything was fine.
I'm just glad everybody's
Just
okay.
hurt
you know?
feelings,
Like,
yeah.
The last thing you want
Yeah,
to do
there
is have
actually there was a
boat land on
Vexus
you.
there, brand new
Oh.
Vexus like yours. Someone they sat down in no wake. There's a boat that came up behind them. They didn't see the no wake, I guess. Hit the top there. They went up and over their motor, and he said we were talking to the dad, the boat captain, and he said his son usually sits in between the 2 seats, but he just decided to sit up on the front deck as they're idling. He said if his son was sitting there, he'd be killed. Because the boat, he said the eye of the boat was up and over his shoulder. Both his power poles were messed up. It rattled real bad when he drove. He had big stress cracks everywhere.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
The whole takeoff with that no wake and
Yeah.
too many boats.
It was-
a mess.
I think they should have like a boat or something.
They should space out the
Social
takeoff
distancing.
almost.
They
Like,
need-
what happened to social distancing?
it wasn't-
Yeah.
I got a cold from that.
Yeah, it wasn't like MLF's fault or anything. I don't think.
No,
It was more
it was
just,
just everybody being
everyone's
impatient.
excited. They
It's their
should.
own
They
fault.
maybe should have like a pace boat or something.
Yeah.
Someone to tell them to go. But
Yeah.
everyone was antsy. Foreigner boats. Going out of this little teeny
Everybody's
river.
parents were antsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Most
That's
of-
wild.
The parents are.
Yeah, they're all amped up, and the kids are like, "Oh, geez." But anyway, yeah,
Calm down, Dad.
yeah. So going into day 3, right? We were in second or third. I think it was
Going
second.
into day 3, where we're second.
Second,
There's only
okay.
the top 2 got those cameras.
Yeah, so we had 2 camera boats, the still boat and the video boat, and we go to take off out of the no wake, after the mile long idle, and it didn't get up. Sat right back down. I was pumping too. Jerry was starting to get like kind of flustered. I could definitely tell, kind of angry.
Yeah.
And we-
is that your
Yeah,
dad?
that's
my
a boat
dad.
captain.
My dad.
Yeah, and
I
we
call
tr-
him Jerry too. Just it just happens. I call him Jerry. Call
Yeah.
my dad by his name.
Yeah, so we try
You
to
ever
get
try
up.
Dad?
No,
Sometimes.
Does it piss him off?
No.
I don't think I can call my dad Sean without him like beating me.
I could call him like whatever I want, and he won't even.
yeah,
care.
that'd be really weird if I called my
Interesting.
dad
Yeah.
by
he
his
doesn't
name.
care.
That'd
It's
be
not like
weird.
that big of a deal.
No, it's
just
normal
so-
for you. It's
yeah.
weird.
You haven't
Well-
tested that too much, hopefully.
No.
Okay.
It's either
Smart.
Jerry or Dad.
Like it doesn't.
father.
Yeah.
Or
like-
Padre.
Yeah, I've heard that one a few times. But we try to get up like 4 or 5 more times. Nothing. We're all freaking mad. We didn't know what to do. We're just out of ideas at that point. We're like, what do we do? You know.
We're sitting there. We're getting
And
video.
yeah,
We're trying to
there's
interview
boats
us.
flying past us at this point. You know, it's just boat after boat after boat, and it's gonna go on for another hour. You know, and we go to the side. I don't even know. We didn't know what to do. We're out of ideas. We're out of basically everything.
Well,
and
at this point, what was going through your heads? Like, this is
like, well, we're done. What the heck's gonna happen?
like, this is like, we're done. We're like,
yeah,
it was
I'm
a
gonna
good run.
fish. We're gonna fish pool 8. We're gonna troll motor on pool 8 for the rest of the day. And
No,
it's gonna
you're
suck.
like, I'm gonna sleep all day.
Yeah. Well, that
And
I didn't
Cole's
want
gonna
to
fish pool 8.
I didn't.
Yeah,
even,
I'm
I
gonna
didn't,
do the heavy
I didn't want to
lifting.
touch a rod on pool 8. I'm like, I have no confidence here, and we're gonna end up fishing it all day. This is gonna suck.
We caught more dogfish on
So-
pool 8 than bass.
Yeah, I forgot his
I
name.
hate them things.
The cameraman.
Brad Westling. Shout out to Brad Westling.
Yeah, Brad Westling. He was the driver for the still photography boat. He had it's in most all the pictures that you've seen.
He was with Eric Gaffron. or
Yep.
Some,
From
you know, yeah, you
Waypoint.
know Eric.
Yep.
So, yeah, Eric was the photographer,
Sure.
and then Brad was the driver, and it was what was it, like an 04 Comanche,
Yeah.
had an HPDI on it, and he's like, well, can you just hop in my boat? I was thinking that actually, kind of in my head, but I didn't want to say anything. Like,
Right.
well,
This
could
is
we hop
cool.
in one of the camera boats, maybe?
That's exactly what you
And
start
he-
saying when your boat stops working.
Yeah,
It's
like,
well, you
give
have a boat.
me your boat. So he called the tournament director. He's like, yeah, you can do it. Just make sure you like pull your waypoints off, pull your chips, because you can't like help anglers anyway.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and he does like the safety check or whatever. I don't think he did anything. We start throwing stuff over the gunnel of our boat into his boat. Like,
Yeah.
what do I need? I start going through my compartments. I need frogs. I need my frog rod. Maybe a pair of
You didn't
pliers.
throw that much shit in
We
there.
need
I
the
need 2
yogurts.
frogs, 2 frog rods, a net,
Yeah.
and
We need-
a couple extra frogs.
We need our yogurts from the cooler,
Yeah.
and we need
We
our
didn't-
rods and our frogs.
What about flipping? You guys ever?
We
flip?
tried the final day. Wasn't worth it.
I don't
We
know
caught
what it
one
is
fish.
about the river, but I noticed that too. Like,
Waste of time.
I had a really good practice down on lacrosse on a frog, and it
Wow.
didn't work out tournament day. But
Yeah.
like, I thought that we could flip that stuff and still get a bite.
I
and
couldn't
we
even.
didn't.
I couldn't even get a 2-ounce weight through that.
Oh,
It was.
It was
there was.
bad.
It was a special thing. There was this mat that randomly appeared like a week before practice, I think, and they were on it.
but it was like you couldn't plunk.
It was
You couldn't
cheese.
plunk it.
It was freaking like. No.
It's bad.
It go.
How do they get your frog off? Like, they can plunk it,
Oh,
and their mouth is
The one
huge.
was cool. They were schooled up so hard. Cole would go. You could call it.
Could
I
you
mean,
see
yeah.
the mat move?
Well, what we
Like-
actually did
Yeah.
on day 3 is we were up to the spot and we waited for the camera boat to get
Like,
there. and
you
we go,
guys
"Hey,
ready?"
Guys, get your camera out. We're
Yeah,
gonna
get it-
catch one
yeah.
first cast.
Get up here.
And they're like, "Are you serious?" And we're like, "Yeah, get your camera rolling." Goosh, we smoke one. We get like 3 in a row. It was awesome.
Yeah. So
It
he'd
was
cast
awesome.
in, right?
Sick.
He'd. It was so cool how they eat it. They'd roll up on their side and they'd eat it. It was their.
This mat was thick, so would they
was
like
thick.
bust the mat
It was.
to get the
they'd
frog?
get through it, and he'd. It was the type of mat where they don't come unpinned, but it's freaking heavy and it moves the whole mat out.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
there'd be this big open space, like 2 feet wide, and
Ah.
I'd cast back in there behind it, and I'd pull more out
in the open spot.
in the open
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
It's not like that was better,
Even, not even in the open
but
spot.
even
It was
after being
everywhere.
disturbed, like
Yeah.
him ripping this fish out of its home, I'm pulling another one behind it after this mat has just been moved over the top of their head. They're still eating.
So Jay Carlson, he works at Waypoint. We
Mm-hmm.
just did a podcast recently, and
Yeah,
he's
I saw
telling me about he's a good frog fisherman, and what you guys are talking about reminds me of the trick he told me where like you got a big old mat, you make the same cast on that mat.
You got to make the same cast.
That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Is to me it's kind of a cool
It's really
nugget.
cool. I've never found
Make
a frog
the same
bite
cast
like that.
and you're calling the fish in that mat to that spot.
Yeah.
Then that fish comes up, busts a hole, and they're all waiting. It's like a wing dam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like a wing dam, how they position, they make the conga line, and you catch one, and you catch another, and you're
Dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was special. It was so special. The mat was, I don't know, probably
ping pong
50,
table?
60 yards long.
Okay.
Oh, we
It was
caught him in the
big.
size of the ping pong table.
Yeah,
That's the only place you
That
catch
was the
them.
sweet spot.
Yeah.
So that was your cast.
Yeah.
How'd
But-
you figure out that's your cast?
Oh,
We
we'd
just
fish
fished
the whole thing and nothing
Yeah.
else was there.
It's not big.
And we'd go back to it. There they are again. We're gonna fish right here. And we'd make, we'd give them a break. I really try to be careful. Like, you're smashing, right? Pull off for a minute. Give them a couple minutes to kind of do their thing, and
To be honest, we probably didn't even need to do that.
we I think it helped.
You think it did?
I think we would have caught the same amount, but it was a little more, like
Right.
boom, boom, boom instead of boom.
I don't know.
boom.
I think whatever you guys did,
It worked.
It worked.
There's always ways you can maybe
Yeah.
make it work better, but
Yeah.
I think what you guys
Yeah,
put together that day.
we would really try to think about what we were doing as we were doing it. Like, we'd catch one, we'd have our limit, like a limit of 2.5s, 3s. Like, do we think we need another one?
Right.
Do we need another one? And we're like, we'd think about it for a minute or two. Like, yeah, we need another one. Fire a cast in there. Boom, another one in the boat. And then we think about it again.
crazy.
Do we need another? And we'd stop ourselves
Do
too.
we need an? Thank you, sir.
That's
May
the
I have
hardest
another?
part. That's the part we didn't really think about that much. Like, there's a little bit of luck involved because you don't know. Obviously, there's a lot that you need to know and understand about how the bag is going to go tomorrow or the day you're fishing. Like, is everyone going to catch them? Are they going to get on them
What's the
today,
weather
or is it
doing?
going to
Is this-
suck?
How easy was this for us?
How much do we need?
Right.
And we had how many ounces? Was 6 ounces was the difference?
Yeah.
And we had one of them day
Day 2.
2 spit up a massive bluegill.
Yeah.
It was probably like a 6-ounce bluegill. It was a big bluegill.
Oh, a big thing about that mat too. One of the reasons we caught almost all our fish is we'd get them and they'd smoke that thing. And when you're wrenching them out, there's so many weeds that they can't even move.
Yeah,
They're-
that was
they're
nice.
just
So they couldn't
dragging a
fight
giant
back, yeah.
ball of weeds, and then you get in the boat. And you're like, I don't know if there's a fish in here. Then you just open it up. There's a 4-pounder right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and some of those pictures I took, they're pretty cool. Like, if I wasn't holding the rod with that fish at the end, I'd be on my back. Like, I'd be in the cockpit of the boat just falling. Like, it was
Yeah.
crazy how much we were leaning on those things. I was running a 2B rod. It was the Genesis, I think, and that thing was awesome. I snapped it a couple months later, but
Well, multi-day events, right? So that to me is something that I don't have a lot of experience with
We didn't
besides the
either.
national events.
Yeah.
So like the fact that you guys had the prudence to conserve your fish and
Yeah.
like a lot of people have a really hard time with that,
Yeah.
especially if they haven't experienced the multi-day event
Yeah.
or it's easy to make
Yeah.
weird decisions that you wouldn't usually make in a single day or things like that. So I guess to me that's what's
yeah,
cool
and
to
it's,
me is
it's
you
common
guys
sense
did a-
too. Like, when you think about it,
It is, but so is not sticking all the fish in practice,
Yeah.
things like that. But we're kind of crackheads and we like to catch them,
No,
right?
I
so
don't
it's
think I've
tough to
ever-
resist that temptation
Yeah.
sometimes, especially at your age. So
Yeah, we've never shook fish off pre-fishing.
okay,
There's all these guys that talk about it. We've never once done it.
I'm
I don't
a
know what
guy
to
who
think.
I
don't know.
I believe in doing it, but I
Yeah.
don't necessarily believe in not sticking any.
It's different for you though, because you get away like every fish that you catch.
Yeah.
For
For us,
champions
we
too, yeah.
only need big ones.
Right.
Yeah,
We
and
need
we
we
don't
need 7
yeah.
fish a tournament.
We'll pre-fish like
Which is, like,
2 days.
nothing.
We'll leave the day before. They're always on a Sunday, so we'll leave Saturday off. We'll go to another lake, have some fun there. But we'll fish like Thursday, Friday. We'll pre-fish.
Yep.
And then our experience from past years out there, and we'll leave Saturday alone. Then Sunday, they're there. And how many of those fish that we caught pre-fishing would have bit again, or did bite again? I don't think any really bit again. I don't know. That's one thing I want to learn. I don't like having to shake fish off. I like
Catching
holding
fish.
fish.
For the 5-fish deal, I like fishing 5-fish stuff. So Dane and I, we've had some really good years on like the Bass Nation team trail and whatnot.
Sure.
And I guess to me, with that's what kind of the scenario we're talking about here. What?
What was that sound? Was that me?
I think so.
I don't know. Did you hear that?
I heard a fart. Was that
It
you?
wasn't a fart. It was just I don't know what it was.
I was just gonna say good job. But,
Oh,
good,
congratulate
good
me.
push.
It's a
No.
girl.
But like a 5-fish, if we're fishing offshore or deep, we understand we're looking for big fish, right?
Yeah. You're only looking for 5 bites.
Yep, but offshore, typically there's a little bit more there than just 1 4 or 5 pounder. So
Yeah.
we'll usually stick fish offshore, just enough to understand what the heck we're working with.
We'll be gentle with them, but
It's shallow
Yeah.
where we don't like to stick them as much because
there's not as many.
It's usually not.
Yeah.
It's usually there's 1 4-pounder on this dock, and I probably don't want to
Yeah.
stab him in the head 2 days before I want
That's
to
the
actually
stuff.
catch him.
Yeah, that's the stuff we'll pre-fish like a week or two before.
That's ideal.
yeah.
Like
Yep,
on
if
Rush
you have
for our
that
TOC.
opportunity.
Yeah, we were in Ottertail on Rush. We had our TOC, our SATT tournament
Yeah.
champions out there.
I know that area. How
We
was
did,
that?
We
Uh,
totally
you
should
know,
have done better.
I hate that lake. I heard it's
Yeah, I don't
Al
like it
Linder's
either.
favorite lake.
I don't understand
Ever?
how. Pencil reed lake,
I-
right? You
I-
got flip reeds all day, or no?
I don't
a
know.
lot of people did, but I
That's
don't
how it
think
was
they did
won.
good.
We missed a major bite out there. I don't know how.
How they
but
won
we
it was
did.
that clear water with those
Yeah.
lily pads frogging,
That's a huge
like a
thing.
little area. And we literally did that earlier that year and won a tournament.
yeah.
So I don't know how we didn't
But
figure it out again.
Yeah,
but
we found an amazing chatterbait bite out there pre-fishing. It was fun. It was so much fun.
I want to dig into like a little bit of how you guys fish because you won a national championship on a frog. Are you guys like? Is that you?
I hate frogs.
Me too.
I hate
so
'em.
that's why I asked. Like, is that? I mean, we do what we feel like we have to do in any tournament, right? But like, I want to dig into like how you guys fish and
Yeah.
and what because I think style is something that's really cool about fishing and
Yeah,
and
it's
how people
huge,
can
yeah.
develop their own
Yeah.
style. I mean, I guarantee my style is different than Cole's, but how similar are you two as fishermen?
We're actually a little different, I think.
Okay.
Cole, you're if I'm right, you're kind of more like stuck on the shallower end of things, right? Like
sometimes.
docks.
Let
and-
Cole speak for himself on this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
come
you.
on.
Yeah,
Now let me
I
give my
heard
own
he showed you how to
opinion.
fish a drop shot. Now you're saying he's a dock
he
banger?
did. I remember asking.
We
how do I
switch
do
back
this?
and forth a lot.
Sure.
We did,
That's
yeah.
that's what happens a lot.
It changes like month to month
Like,
what we like
one-
to do.
Yeah.
It's
all
like
the
your
time.
girlfriends, month
Yep.
to month.
If we had girlfriends, we're too busy fishing. But
Well,
Like-
you're just picky with your applicants.
60 a day, man. I can't keep up. But was it last year that we fished docks for almost?
So yeah, we used to only fish docks. Like I said, we
Every kid would used to only fish
we
docks. I
fished.
used to love them
We
things.
fished North Long, which was a weed line bite. We kind of got our hands in on what it's like. You probably already knew how to fish weed lines.
I was young. I don't
I'm
think I
always
really
learning
know
how
how
to
to
fish
fish.
weed
It didn't
lines,
really
right?
matter, right?
Right.
It's like, oh, we
It
caught him here. That
happened.
was cool. You know,
Yeah.
what's
We
Dad
did.
gonna show us how to do next?
You're right.
You know, but then he taught us the docks, and we were good at docks, and we stuck with docks for a couple years, and that's all we would do. Docks, docks, docks,
And
docks.
we did
and
good
we would
doing
do,
it.
we
We
would
did
do
good.
good all the time.
You
Because
can.
we knew how to fish it when other people didn't. We learned docks, and we got good at docks.
Learn how to fish it when other people didn't. Can you delve into that a little bit? Like,
I can't give you all the secrets because then everyone
we're
knows
not
how to
asking
fish
for
'em, but
all the secrets.
but
just
it's
delve
just-
into
Cut it out,
a
we
little
can.
bit.
it's thinking
Honestly,
about
we
yeah,
can cut it out.
Yeah,
That's the
so
good
like
news.
easy things, fishing the whole dock, fishing the backsides of the dock.
Yeah.
You know, shallow docks. They don't. I mean, it's a lot of it is schools. People don't understand that fish will school like they do.
On docks. Yeah.
And they'll catch one or two, and they're like, "Oh, that fish had 2 docks. That's cool." They'll go to the next one. You know, whatever. You gotta understand. You gotta think like there's more fish there. You gotta take the time to go back and realize like there's a lot you can do. It's just like fishing a weed line. You find a school, you know, there's a lot of fish there. You
More
fish
fish
'em.
there, more fish moving in and out.
Yeah.
Bass swim. Weird.
Yeah, right.
Right.
It is weird.
They move?
So it's
we used to fish for bass like they never swam anywhere.
Yeah.
When we first
Yeah.
started bass fishing, it was
Right.
that's where he is.
yeah, right there.
He's
Yeah.
not gonna move. He's gonna eat all
Yeah,
the crayfish.
exactly.
Change right there. Anyway,
But
so
yeah, I mean, just understanding that fish do swim, you know, and it's really opened our eyes to how much fish will school up, even up shallow. Like lacrosse.
It is amazing,
3 feet
isn't
of
it?
water. There must have been 30, 40 fish there, easy.
that's crazy. Yeah.
And they were there for days.
Yeah.
You know, like just understanding how fish will school up and understanding that fish are schooling up is huge. And we'll fish docks too. They're like a foot. You can see underneath the whole thing. And the one dock that's a little bit of a shadow, you can't see bottom. There's like a 5-pounder sitting there, you know.
But how do you know? Like the tough thing is, right? If you only get one bite on a dock,
Yeah.
you know, it's like. So I've had this scenario on Rush for the championship. Like, I'm a guy where I'm not the guy who fishes 400 docks in a day. I fish.
Yeah.
I fish the best docks 3 to 6 times each.
That's
and
like a
maybe
whitefish.
For 20
That's like a
to,
whitefish thing right there.
That's
We fished almost every dock.
we're
on
gonna leave that
whitefish.
at that.
You should have
but-
you should have seen us on whitefish out there. God.
We
We
pre-fished
look
for
like
like 2
idiots, but
weeks.
man, we were catching. We took third
You
out there.
fig-
Oh, we took third out on
doing that, You
whitefish.
figured out which of them docks are the really good ones.
Uh-huh.
You can the really good ones. You can
Yeah.
fish for half hour to an hour and still catch bass.
Oh
on
yeah.
them.
Oh yeah,
Or
it's
like
fun.
sometimes you'll have it where you'll pre-fish it, and for like 5 days you're pre-fishing. You'll go to that dock, catch one fish that's around the size. You'll fish it for 10 minutes, won't catch another fish. So then tournament day, it'll go up. You'll go there. We'll catch a fish. We go down a couple docks, catch another couple more fish, and then we drive across the lake and go to another dock stretch. That's what we did all day.
Yeah.
On whitefish.
And it works.
And we got 3rd place.
It's just understanding of like what docks hold fish, how fish like those docks, and it's never the same dock. Like it never. There's not a pattern to it. It's just dumb, you know.
Yes and no. I think the big thing to me is what people don't pay attention to is it's not always the dock, but it's
What's under it?
correct. Yep.
Yeah.
What's underneath that dock?
Yeah.
You mentioned real shallow ones, sandy ones. Like
yeah,
there's
like
something to that.
obviously me and Cole still have a lot to learn.
Oh, me
you
too,
know,
bud.
and
Me
yeah,
too. Every day.
I'm sure,
There's
yeah.
a reason you're here, so I can learn shit. So.
So yeah, we're we're
Yeah.
still learning.
We
We're
left the hook on your floor.
nice.
It fell.
Yeah, so we
probably not the
yeah
only one.
we've fished docks for what 3 years straight, and we still have so much to learn. Obviously,
Yeah.
but
But
I'll
what's
go
some
fishing.
tricks you've learned? Like, are you guys Senko skippers, jig skippers?
I hate
like-
Senkos.
Yeah.
we
I
like
don't even pick up a Senko anymore.
Not even one of you will throw that.
Nope.
no unless we really have to. No,
Yeah.
but there's I mean I'm great at a tube. Cole's great at a tube. That's how we learned to fish docks was tubes.
Just throwing something different than what people
And
normally throw.
tubes isn't even that much different.
I
It's-
love a tube. That's my favorite lure in the whole land, and that's
Yeah.
why I talk about it the least amount
What
versus
color?
any other. I mean,
They're underrated.
what lake are we talking?
Let's talk about Rush.
Rush, green pumpkin purple
Oh, okay.
was the,
Not white.
Should have been white. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's funny because Arnie has made.
He was
just-
second, right?
Yeah, and he won AOI on a white tube.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So-
where I learned.
So that's who. So
That tube has opened my eyes. That's a good tube.
Yeah.
I love that
I
tube.
use that one a lot.
so
Yeah.
you guys.
I
That-
introduced it to us.
That or that like purple flake one.
Yeah.
So you guys are
there's
running
two
the
colors.
Arnold Helgerson dock program.
I'm not
That's
running
fair
like
enough.
whatever is like the 40-pound fluoro he uses. I'd like to try someday, but
He runs 40-pound fluoro.
I heard
I run like
he'll run like a liter, like 2 feet long, with like 40-pound fluoro.
fish it on spinning. I mean, on
Yeah.
a spinning
We-
pole,
yeah.
that makes if it's a leader, it's. But if you're throwing it 40 pounds straight up on a bait caster,
That's
Ooh,
aggressive.
God,
Imagine that going.
that
through
wouldn't work.
you're gonna need
yeah.
a freaking saltwater reel for that thing.
Yeah. But I mean, it's either keeping it simple is something I've learned over the past couple years.
I mean,
You
we
need,
don't
like-
use more than 20 pound
No.
for a liter.
That's the highest I've ever been able
Yeah.
to really find locally.
I got some 25-pound fluoro.
Like, yeah, there you go.
That'd make probably a good dock leader.
Yeah, usually I'll run like 12 or 15.
on docks.
Yeah.
I'll run like 8 sometimes.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't really matter, but
The
it's
big
just
thing-
being careful. It's just thinking about what you're doing is the
Thing is the
biggest
zebra
thing.
muscles.
Yeah.
We don't
That's
have a
where I
lot
don't
of
you gotta
those.
trust
change your
it.
leaders out a lot.
Like Tonka docks, you could be running 50-pound braid and them things break off.
See, I don't
swear
have a
to God.
problem with them. With Tonka docks,
No.
I've never snapped. See, it's just,
I don't break. I don't
Yeah.
get enough bites to break enough bass off from Tonka, but like
It's common sense. Like, it seems like that's what it goes back to with me every time. Common sense, thinking about what you're doing. If a fish is wrapped up, be careful with them. You know, it's
I get that, but it's a 5-pounder, and I got 8-pound test on a spinning rod and razor blades
You can let them
super glued to the dock.
I guess there's a skill to it then.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever work. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong
Oh, there
answer.
never is,
Whatever
yeah.
works for you. And if I ever fish a tournament against you, I hope you have 8-pound braid on or 8-pound test on fishing them docks because it's not going to hurt me. I feel
Yeah.
like. But you'll probably be like, I'm going to land all these bastards and
Yeah.
not really worried about
Right.
it. So
I
A
think,
lot-
yeah,
a
I
lot
snap
of what
off
it
more
is, too.
offshore.
I'm
on
a big
docks.
light line guy offshore, and see, I
Yeah.
don't break off offshore.
You're not
That's
gonna
where I do break off.
Yeah.
I don't
we
break off
when we're
much
offshore
in
than
general,
on
but-
docks.
Yeah, past month I've been breaking off way too much. I don't know why.
At your knot or just
At the bait, yeah. It's not the knot though. I've been messing around with some different rods, and I don't like running braid, but I started running braid a little bit. My
On your
hook sets
spinning
are no, I always run braid on spinning,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
on my my bait casters, and I set the hook a little hard, I think.
yeah. Well, that's
So-
good.
Yeah, we're better now though. We're getting
So
there.
so you're thinking your snap set and your leaders? Because would you do braid to a leader on your bait caster?
I started running straight braid after I kept snapping off. But the problem I have is you're running, even 30, 40-pound braid is still real thin now.
Yep.
They make the line so thin, you get like a 20-pound fluoro leader, just cuts right through it. It's like a knife. you
Yeah,
know?
and that's why I don't trust the leader. Like my tournament partner Dane, he runs a lot of braid to fluorocarbon on his bait casters with a
Does he run
Alberto knot.
Okay, I
I'm
mostly
like-
tie double uni. That's
Just
what I
'cause they're
grew up
easy.
with. Yeah.
I tie an Alberto because they're easy. I can't tie that freaking FG, but to me, if you're gonna do it with a bait caster, the FG seems to make sense.
It
but
can't be
it's
a
like,
double uni. That's a no-go.
Well, you gotta be wary. It's how you set the hook.
Yeah.
Like you can't snap set with
Nope.
fluorocarbon. Like it's not.
Yeah. There's stretch.
Yeah,
You gotta be-
it's a long pull set. You can
Yeah.
set the hook really hard, but it's like
Yeah.
it's
You
like
can have
pulling a
weight.
bow.
Yeah, you can have weight behind it. Just can't be. Yeah.
That's cool though. So tubes. So you guys both
Love
throw the
'em.
same tube then, or you fight over who gets to do it?
It's been a while since we fished docks. Like,
It's
Because there's a
either-
1-2
remember.
to it, like your team, and like sometimes if you're throwing something different,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
can pick up a.
That's what we would always think, and then it would always be Zach throws a tube and I throw a Ned rig. I hate
Yeah.
skipping Ned rigs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's
always
why I
wanna
give
cut
you
it
them.
up. Yeah, that's why I haven't. And then I never catch fish because either A, they're not biting a Ned rig, or B, I can't get a tube or they're not
can't get
biting
it
a
where
Ned
it
rig,
needs
or
to
I
be.
can't bid it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't talk right now, but
Yeah.
it just happens like that. And then we started to go, hey, what happens if we start throwing the same thing?
Yeah.
We're starting to work
Didn't-
with it.
yeah.
And it
And
didn't
then
make a change.
You started
I mean,
double. You started.
Just makes it more fun for both
Yeah.
of us. You know,
Yeah.
there's only so
Yeah.
many fish on a dock,
Right.
and fish on docks, like most always, 90% of the time, will eat.
Yeah.
If you get it in front of, that's how it is a lot of times. I feel like we get on bites where, if you get it in front of them, they'll eat. You know, but lately actually, it's been a lot of like I'll skip a jig and he'll skip like a tube,
Yeah.
or
that's
like
good
a
one, too.
weedless Ned where
Yep.
you can't get a tube.
Yep.
But yeah, there's definitely like it's right when you get on the lake, like I can kind of tell like is this a white tube lake or a green pumpkin tube lake, or is this like a Ned rig lake?
Sure.
You know, and I can't. Like, it's hard to even explain like what makes it one of those,
Right.
but it's like real obvious. I don't know what it is though.
You just know.
I just know.
If so, like tube, white tube, dirtier water, green pumpkin tube, cleaner water, Ned rig, white
See,
fish.
that's the thing. It's white tube will be clean water or dirty water. It's just the lake. I don't know.
You
I
just
just
know.
I just know.
You just know.
I just know.
Okay.
You know what I think it is? I think it's more of a confidence thing.
There's a lot of confidence.
That's what I think
There's
it is.
So
I
much
don't-
You
confidence.
know.
I
You
don't-
know, and they're going.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think the color matters that much.
I don't think it does a whole lot.
We've had very little instances where the color matters.
Other than Tonka's probably a big one. Tonka's probably the main one. Or if we are both throwing tubes, like I'll throw white, he'll throw. Otherwise, white usually is a 4-inch. He's usually chompers. Is the easiest white 4-inch or white tube to get is usually a chompers. Otherwise, it'll be like strike like a coffee tube, and those are all what 3 3/4.
Yeah.
So
Or if you get those little
Yeah.
Trim the
guys.
tails. You guys trim the tails.
nope, longer the better, I think.
Sure.
The more tails, the
Yeah.
better. Too.
I don't like the big bite ones too much.
They're
I
too
bought a
hard.
whole bunch of those because I got them real cheap.
They're very hard. Those.
Yeah, the pro ones are really.
They're
soft,
good
though.
for a jig head in it. That's about it.
Yeah, that's the only way we'll throw it too.
Yeah.
Is with a jig head in it.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever the name of it is.
Yeah. Stupid,
Stupid
tube.
tube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah.
It's really
The
funny when you get, like, a
Northland,
really
the
big
Northland
football.
hooks you can get real cheap.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
try the bite me ones?
No,
No?
well, we've never had a problem in our life with
Well, that's good.
with
ones,
Northland ones.
Which
Yeah,
is weird, but
yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Northland's pretty good actually.
Well,
haven't-
stupid tube. There's a lot of people who say their hookup ratio is a little.
Oh, they're amazing.
I agree, but the bite me ones and the rod I throw them on, that's how I feel my hookup
Yeah.
is with them, and I think it's smallmouth more, like on the river. Like sometimes you'll lose them on it, but
Right.
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I only throw those little tubes, like the 275s for smallies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then I guess, do you guys have a weight that you like that skips a little bit better?
think
You go
it's-
eighth, quarter,
I think
30
it's
seconds.
eighth or 3 seconds.
So
See,
real
like,
light
30
one.
second.
Yeah. It's not real heavy.
real
I
light,
mean,
slow spiral fall.
Yeah.
And that's a rat.
just a real kind of weird looking fall. Like I don't know, kind of looks dumb.
looks like it's dying to me. I mean,
I
that
don't know.
spiral fall to me is something that
It works.
applies everywhere.
I don't know. I catch fish
I don't know,
on
it
it.
just-
spiral fall to me
Yeah.
gets bit not on a dock
Yeah.
anywhere.
See,
And
sometimes
a lot of
people
people's
think-
baits don't do that.
Sometimes people think too much.
Yeah.
It's real. It's a fish.
Yeah, I
you
do.
know.
I think too much.
Yeah, I definitely too. And I'll say like, man, I'm thinking too much, but you still think too much.
You do
It's-
because
It's a real simple thing though. I mean,
can be.
It's just
it
human
can
nature.
be. Yeah.
But I've also had instances where you do this, and then it's like, now I'm mind fucked, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Right.
It's weird.
so you guys win the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
Guys win that thing.
Yep.
What was that like? Okay, so day 3. This was the day that you win, and you look at the camera guy and you're like, hold my beer. I got one. I haven't even casted yet, but I got one.
Oh yeah, it was so
yeah.
cool telling them like,
Yeah.
get ready, get up
And
here, like it's
They didn't
gonna
really
happen.
believe us at first too. They're like, what?
No, and we had-
then all
We've
of a
been
sudden it
watching people
happened.
not catch
Yeah,
them. For,
we had the most confidence in the world. Like, get your camera ready.
That's key.
First, each of our first cast, I think we had like 2-3 pounders.
It's so weird
It's-
starting the tournament at like sunrise.
Had you guys ever felt that confidence in an event?
Not like that. Usually on our dock stuff, usually we suck at mornings, just in general. Like we'll go,
which is weird.
we'll be way down the
dock fishermen.
leaderboard. Yeah, we'll be way down in the leaderboard for a while. Then all of a sudden you look at it.
Sun comes out.
Yeah.
Starts to get a little hot.
Everyone else is screwed.
People probably think
We're
we're
done.
sandbagging and everything, but we're not. We just suck at the morning.
We really suck at one. We'll even try other stuff too in the morning, and
So you nap in the morning then. If it sucks,
might
like
as
you ain't
well.
fishing.
We might as well. We fish.
Be prepared to fish
I mean,
when it matters.
we'll have docks with like we had one on gull with the school at like 4 and 5 pounders on it. You know, nothing in the morning. Give it a few hours. They're there. You know, we go try to find them to those schools and nothing.
Do you think they're on the dock? They're just not eating? Because
I don't-
as we talked about, if it's on a dock,
They're eating.
they're
They're
eating.
eating.
So
I
do you
don't think they're
they were-
there.
They were in the area, maybe roaming around,
Yeah.
maybe slid out to the edge of some sort.
I think when they're on the docks, just a thought now I have, if they're on the docks, they're kind of feeding, you know. When they're not on the docks, they're kind of just, you know, doing whatever.
Sure.
Not really looking to eat.
It's kind of like deer. They just walk around sometimes for no reason at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So this day 3, you catch them right away from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
You had your 3 fish in what? A couple hours?
Oh, probably
Not
in 10
even.
minutes.
Yeah. But our first 3 fish or our best 3?
Your best 3.
Oh, well, that takes, as long as we have usually.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, you're like,
We just catch like a couple.
We did
stray
find
fish.
another
all
little
your
school.
conservation was
Yeah.
out the window. Like
Well,
today,
we
we
were-
get to burn this place down.
We were
Right?
thinking going end of day 2 when they were interviewing us at the stage. You know, they're saying no one's ever won nationals and worlds. We're like, you know, we have a good chance at it. You know, so like we should save some fish for day 4 too, and we'll go all out day 4. Everything, we'll catch them all. You know, so we left some at the end
You
of day 3.
conserved on day 3.
Yeah. See, that's why it's impossible to win both. You either have to just barely limp and make it to day 4 of Worlds, and then give it your all day 4. Otherwise, I mean, if you're
Yeah.
for
we
nationals,
weren't even close to
you
winning
save
day
it
4.
for 3 days, not 4
Well, I
days.
thought
yeah.
you conserved. What happened day 4? Did it die?
The barges really screwed us.
Yeah, we only
They were
had
bad.
like an hour to fish,
Got it. So,
like for the whole day.
so you just didn't catch as big a limit.
And
'cause you
the
didn't have
weather was
time.
just a little
Yeah, the weather
goofy that
sucked.
day too.
It was cold.
Okay.
Was it cold
Yep.
that day?
I don't remember, but something was different. Something was off.
I think it was cold.
Did
or-
you need
or was it
sun?
windy?
Did you need sun for your mat?
No.
We had sun every day.
Like
It was cloudy in the morning.
Yeah, I don't remember. It didn't seem to matter. They were
Didn't seem to
there. They
matter.
were chewing.
I don't
Sure.
know. We
That's
caught
all
'em,
there is to it.
and the weather was the weather. Go back.
Yeah.
Look at the weather.
Well,
See how
screw
it
this
was.
day 4 crap then. Let's talk about this day 3. You guys, I mean, how long did you fish day 3 before you guys said we're done?
I want to say we had like
We pushed
2
it
hours.
pretty good.
It would, yeah, we really pushed it. I think we had like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Left, and then going in to weigh in, you're driving back in the camera boat at this point.
Day,
Yeah, that's
yep,
day 3. Yep.
yep.
You're in the camera boat at this point. You guys got 3.
yeah,
What did you end up weighing day 3?
just under 12 pounds, I
Yeah.
believe.
Okay, so pretty good bag for 3
Yeah,
fish. You
that-
got 3 that are almost 4 pounds.
It was starting at that point. That it didn't really set in at that point that we have a chance of winning. I didn't really care about it that
Still,
much.
even with those fish in the live
No,
well.
I didn't care that much until we got off the boat into weigh-ins. I don't know if you've ever been have you been to the weigh-ins where it's like 40 tubs?
Yeah,
It sucks for one.
yeah.
But that's when it really started to set in. I actually started to get nervous there. I'm like, we actually have a chance at winning. It didn't set in until then. You know, we're in the line, we're waiting, you know, and you're hearing all these weights, like, oh, whatever. Like, oh, that's cool, you know, 1 fish, 2 fish. And then, so it was, where were they from, the team that was winning? I know it was
They're
Carter
from
Illinois.
Illinois.
Pajeski, I think
Yeah.
that's how you say it, and I forget his
then
partner's name, but.
JD or something.
Yeah, so they.
I know his Instagram is hooked by JD.
Yeah, they were the ones I was worried about because they knew how to catch them.
Yeah.
You know, boats all stickered up and
They got all these personal sponsors and everything.
yeah. They go up to the stage like, I'd like to thank this sponsor, this one. You know, name 10 sponsors and like we go up. I like to thank my
mom.
parents. Yeah, thanks
Dad.
mom for.
My dad drove me 2
Yeah.
hours over here.
Yeah, thanks for the gas money, Dad.
Funny story about the tubs too. Day 2, they did all their way in or whatever. They go, you know, bring all their fish back to the boat, and day 3 in the morning, the guy that was doing the tubs dumps out the tub. There was a fish in there. Someone lost the fish
It
from
was.
their bag.
I
and
think it was
swimming.
like. I think he said it was like dark or something, and he was looking at the tub and something was swimming around. And he's like, "What the crap? What
Someone-
was that?"
Someone left their bass in
Yeah,
the tub.
That's crazy.
Didn't weigh in the
Yeah.
fish. Yeah.
I've dropped one in the tub once, I think.
Did you leave it though?
Absolutely not.
Well, this person left it. He said
I
it was like a
jumped right
3
in the
pounder.
tub. I'm like, I'm getting this thing.
Yeah, no, they left it in the tub.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was real nerve wracking.
Yeah.
You're standing in weighing line.
And-
Cole, what was
yeah.
that? What was going through your mind?
Well-
He's starting to think that you guys could actually win this bastard at this point.
I'm getting nervous. So, do you do any hunting at all?
No.
Have you ever? Never. Never.
No, I've gone hunting.
Have you shot a deer before?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's a
Okay.
dream
Really?
of mine.
Cole's shot a deer before.
I
He
have.
knows the feeling when you smoke a giant deer. You just sit in the stand and you go like this. You can't stop. There's nothing you can do about it. You just
Yeah.
sit there and shake, even when it's just walking in. This is completely different. I mean, like, I'm just lightheaded the whole time. I actually, when we first went to that gymnasium, I saw those giant checks and I texted my sister. I was like, dude, if I win this tournament, this is going to be the coolest thing ever. Look how
Yeah.
much money I'm going to get. And then we're going up there and he reads the weights and he like says it really loud. And I look at the leaderboard and it didn't update right away or something. And I thought we got second. And I'm like, oh
Yeah,
my
I
gosh.
remember that.
And like I kind of like look away, and then he goes, "We have our new winners." And I have a picture of it. My jaw is dropped like this, and I'm just like flabbergasted. And the kid looks at me. He's so pissed. The kid that's in second place.
Really?
It's so funny.
I think he was more kind of like, "What the heck?"
Yeah,
Jealous?
something like that. It was.
I don't know. I think he was kind of surprised
It was so funny though.
because we came from basically like kind of not nowhere. We were in second. I don't know.
But after day one, you weren't. You were in 30th or something.
it was
right?
something.
We
I
were
don't
in
even
16th.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't like we were leading every day. Like
Right.
they
You were heating up.
You know, if you're leading every day, you're kind of expecting to,
Mm-hmm.
to do it. But
Winter is here, Christmas is coming, and the greatest gift a fisherman can ever receive in the off-season is new fishing stuff to tinker with over the winter months. In the therapy world, they call it a coping mechanism to treat withdrawals, but in the Bass Galaxy, we call it interdimensional fuel. But it's tough to trust someone else to pick out your fishing equipment, which is why you should tell your wife or girlfriend to get you a gift card to the greatest tackle shop north of the Mason-Dixon, Waypoint Angler Supply, for this upcoming holiday season. It's the gift that keeps on giving. One gift card from Waypoint Angler Supply can go pretty far. It can strengthen your marriage, assist with more time outdoors with your kids, strengthen your soul, and more. But you're probably asking at this point how a gift card from Waypoint Angler Supply could provide such benefits. Well, the answer is simple. Wife buys you a $100 gift card for $80 since she used the code GALAXY20. Instant dopamine hit for her saving money shopping. You then take that gift card and pick up a new rod, reel, or sneaky new bait that can win you a tournament next year. You win $2,000 in that tournament, you take $1,000 of that, you put it into the tournament entry fund, then take that other $1,000 and get your wife or girlfriend a trip or something that makes her happy. It's simple math and science, folks. If you're one of them ice fishermen, I should probably mention that Waypoint Angler Supply is fully stocked for ice season and has all the stuff you need for your next winter fishing adventure. Whether it's a gift card for Christmas or a new Veselka custom ice rod, Waypoint Angler Supply is your Santa Claus this year. So stop into their store on Lake Minnetonka or visit their website, waypointanglersupply.com. That's waypointanglersupply.com. Don't you forget, use the code GALAXY20 to save 20% on your next tackle binge. World champion barbecue born in the pits of Memphis, Tennessee, family owned and located just north here in Minnesota. Just north of Memphis, barbecue, ladies and gentlemen. One look at their trophy room and one taste of their barbecue is all it takes to know it's the very best. But the J&O story runs much deeper than that, and bringing people together, whether it's friends, family, or fishing buddies, with some mouth-watering smoked barbecue, that's what they're all about, which is about as American as it gets. If you smoke meat, if you like to grill meat, if you like to cook meat, you need to try the JNO Memphis Dry Rub Seasoning, which will enhance your barbecue game instantaneously. Also, voted world's best sauce in 2022. You can bring this right to your kitchen table. They've got 3 flavors, and each one is better than anything you'll find in the supermarket. Let's take things up a notch this summer. You can order their dry rub and world-famous barbecue sauce right on their website. Visit jnomemphis.com. That's jnomemphis.com. Or visit their Facebook page for food truck locations and schedule. Barbecue.
I'm Johnny B with Just North of Memphis Barbecue, and I approve this message.
Yeah, it was. I remember him reading it. We were sitting. Of course, they say, they just feel around your bag, like who's got the big fish, and they put you in the back of the line. So here's this, whatever it is, like 60 boats or something ahead of us, all weigh in. Hear all the weights.
How are you not worried about
They're
your
getting-
fish like dying in between?
They got some
got
real nice
nice-
bubblers
yeah.
and.
Because that's a long time to be waiting
And they,
in line.
they can, But, you're hearing the weights slowly get bigger and bigger, and they're getting pretty close to our weight. And then there's just a couple teams left, and they weigh Carter's team, Carter and JD, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
They weigh him, and everyone just erupts in the crowd. Everyone's cheering. They got a lot of people there for them. And everyone's, it was big. And then we go up there, I'm shaking, I'm all nervous. He weighs our fish. I remember, I kind of remembered in my head what they had as a weight. And, so they didn't, I don't remember. Yeah, they said the total for the 3-day thing. And so you got to do some math in your head, when they weigh your fish, like, well, did we do it? So we get up there. I was trying to do in my head, like, what does our bag need to be? Mm-hmm. And I couldn't figure it out. I was just shaking there, like, what does it need to be? What does it need to be? And he says the weight. And then I was looking over at the screen, that shows the guy saying everything, what the weight is and all the info on it. And I could see in the corner, the little numbers, what the 3-day total was. And I seen it was over. And I see Cole, like, look all disappointed. And I'm tapping, like, what are you doing? We just won.
Yeah. He's all confused. I'm like, why are you hitting me right now?
Like, Cole, we just won.
Lost, dude.
Yeah.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, it was freaking crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Did you guys cry? Please tell me.
Close.
You
It was
it was
very
close.
close.
I'd have cried.
It was close.
I couldn't talk. He put the
No,
mic in front
yeah,
of me.
you
I was
couldn't.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude,
It was
even
bad.
when I don't win, I don't know what to say on stage. I'm like tired from like a long day fishing. I'm
Thanks,
like,
Mom.
yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, it was so funny when we won because it was kind of like quiet and there's a couple pity claps,
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
real loud.
Oh, sure.
We didn't really have
No
anybody
home team?
there.
No home crowd there?
There, day 4 there was. Day 3 there wasn't.
No,
Nothing day 3.
they came after.
Gotcha.
So, we had a few class. Like, oh, that's
we had
cool.
Wyatt and Chad there.
Last day.
Was it the last? No,
Last
they
day.
came a day early, didn't they?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope, they
No,
came down
no,
last
they
day.
did, 'cause we
They
went out
did,
to
but they
eat.
came after we won.
after it was announced.
They drove
got
down
there.
after we won.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we had some of my family come down, and then some people from the team, and but it was kind of funny.
None of my family came. They don't love me.
They love you. They love you.
My grandpa came to drop off his boat because we needed it.
They got you in a bass fish, and I don't think they
Yeah.
hate you. So then you get this. What was it? $10,000 worth of scholarship
So
money? Or
that's
Well,
how does that
where
work?
the news people kind of.
These, well,
Yeah.
that's,
Misinformation.
I didn't realize-
was the news channel spreading
It was
misinformation.
I
and
never
prop- I
realized.
would imagine that
as
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, before
fake news.
I knew what like the story actually was and what the news says. I never knew how much like every station's like copy and paste.
Yeah.
Everyone's the same.
the news, baby. They're all owned by the same.
Well,
people.
but they say the same words. you
Oh
know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. You ever see like the news clips chopped up where
Yep.
like channel like
Yeah.
they're
Yep.
all literally saying the same like
Yeah.
thing about COVID
And it's all
or whatever,
wrong.
and it's like
Well,
Yeah,
here's the deal with the scholarship. We had 3 scholarship offers. We each got
from 3 different schools.
it's all 4-year scholarships for 3 of them. So if we went to Simpson University in California, that was $25,000 a year. But the problem with these scholarships, you can't stack them with anything else.
So like a educational scholarship.
so it has to be standalone. The only scholarship you take for that.
well,
pretty
you can
much.
get other like random scholarship, but you can't take.
Like any of the school scholarships that they give out.
That's dumb.
That's what I
It's-
said. I was so excited. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I get full ride to jury or whatever.
Yeah,
Then they
especially
tell us
honor
that.
students like you guys. Jeez.
Which it's whatever. I'm not complaining, but We got $25,000 for 4 years for Simpson. We got, how much is it for Drury?
I don't know. I remember the big numbers. I didn't divide it out. So it was
Oh.
200,000
For
for
we got
Drury.
a
Or not for
$200,000
Drury,
check for
sorry,
Simpson. We got 164, 28, 120
128,000 for Drury.
That's 64 divided by 4. That's
And then for
16 or
KCU, Kentucky Christian, we had
1125 a year.
So you're
11,000.
going to Drury from the sounds of it.
I'm going to Drury.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I don't he's
I
deciding on a
pay-
couple things.
Pretty much the same with the Drury scholarship as I would
you're
without it.
going-
Without it.
So you're a really good student.
Better than me.
Yeah. Well,
Me too, boss.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you're
I
like,
still pay like
so the chess club scholarship is a lot better, is what
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm still paying like 16, 17 a year, which like isn't bad. But if I go
Better
to
than what I pay.
university, if I
Where
to
did you
u-
go?
UMD.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of going there before I won, but
Expensive, but fun.
yeah, it sounds pretty cool. But River Falls, you know how much I pay for River Falls?
You haven't gone yet.
Well, how much I will be, how much I would pay for River Falls?
A lot.
Like less than 10.
Oh, this must be a state school.
Probably for the kids that don't know how to read.
Yeah, no.
It's like
Zach's
ALC.
going,
but-
Zach's going there. No.
Maybe I should join
So
them.
no, Drury. So
It's
you're
an
going to
awesome
Drury.
school.
Where are you going then? You guys know?
I haven't completely decided yet.
What do you want to be when you grow up? Your favorite question?
Spanish teacher.
Actually?
Dude, that would be lit, don't you think?
Yeah.
I love Spanish.
Tu quieres muy pequeño en pantalones.
See?
Yeah.
You just said my
No
wiener
bueno.
small.
I just you could be a Spanish teacher.
Oh,
yeah.
he could. He's good.
You just said yeah.
He'll talk Spanish. I'm like, what did you just say?
Yeah, no. No,
But,
I'm
like-
sure it's big. I'm sorry.
Won more tournaments than you.
Ooh.
No. More national tournaments.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but,
There we go. There we go.
That was the
There we
first
go.
win you guys had, so unfortunately,
Hey, I've won some
I
BASS.
have to call
We've-
BS on that.
3 wins.
We
Well,
do?
I have one with Wyatt.
Yeah, I
have
I
2 with you.
have
Talking shit, boy. I got 4
with
wins in
Wyatt.
one season one time.
Hey,
impressive. That's
so do
impressive.
I.
That's
They're
good.
not as big. Club
Yeah.
derbies.
I'm just talking shit.
Yours are real tournaments, though.
Talk shit again.
Yeah.
I dare you. I'm just kidding.
But, like, think about it.
Yeah.
Spanish. It's easy. I love Spanish. It's awesome. I love it. I want to go a trip to Spain for school, but it's like $4,000. You want to pay for that?
Scholarship,
Ooh,
bud.
Get a sponsor.
I can't.
I should
afford
get
that.
I should tell
You
Sam
should get
from
some hunting
Capras.
sponsors. Oh, Sam. Oh, yeah.
Why don't you
Sam.
just join the Mexican drug cartel and be a,
That
like
works.
a guide down on like the big Mexico?
That
lakes?
works.
That'd be awesome.
Hola, ese.
¿Qué pasa?
Ah, these gringos. They bring muy pesos down here.
¿Quieres pescar?
Oh, see, these gringos. Oh.
I don't know. You get summers off. I can fish all summer, and I get paid because it's salary. Or I
Right,
can, yeah.
right,
Think
right.
about that. Like I'm getting paid, and I get to go fishing.
I think that's a great plan.
Right.
Zach? What
I
do
just
you wanna
want
be
to. I
when
just
you
want
grow
to
up?
fish. Just fishing and more fishing.
My
Yeah.
I
brother.
want to be a bass fisherman. Yeah.
My-
I do too.
That's the
I still
dream.
do. Yeah.
You know,
So you gave up on that already?
I don't
You'd
know.
rather do good for the world and bringing like cultures together?
Pretty
To
close.
me, I
Pretty
think
close.
that's a really admirable thing.
yeah.
Thank you.
I respect that.
Maybe. Oh, you know what? There's MLF in Spain. Did you know that?
Is there really?
Yep.
Is it still called MLF?
I could move. Yeah.
Really?
MLF España.
Yeah, it's like the KHL in Russia
I've
for
never
hockey.
heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
But
play in the
I-
Russian league.
I could move to Spain, be an English teacher, and then fish all these MLF tournaments.
There you go. You already know how to speak English.
So,
Yeah.
dude,
Perfect.
I could go be an English teacher.
You just need a plane ticket.
Right? I know English. I just can't
You know
talk
English.
to the kids. They just need to figure the fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
Here's Rosetta Stone. It's your homework. Yeah. This is Rosetta. Yeah.
Here's Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
I'm the PowerPoint teacher. Read the PowerPoint and say next, and then I'll do it.
You know,
Yeah.
you went to high school, right? You did. Of course, you went to college. That was a dumb
No, I
question.
didn't
Maybe.
have to go. No. Yeah.
But we have foreign exchange students. Do you ever realize how dumb, like USA school is?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like
it's
really dumb.
Like,
Yeah.
if you think about it, you go to school, like, oh, this is so hard. Then you look at it and you go, this takes me like an hour to figure out, and we're taking a week for it.
The Germans got better grades than I did in America. If
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
like
We
and-
just had a class of German students come like last week, and they're touring the school and stuff. And I was in honors class, like, man, I kind of feel dumb right now, just standing here. They're all just looking at me like, ooh.
They're like, where's Aston Martin? BMW? We worked on 2 last week.
European cars are junk. I don't even know anything about cars.
Yeah, screw them.
Yeah.
They're harder
Yeah.
to get
Well,
parts for. Yeah.
I have a buddy from Italy. Well, not buddy. He's in my Spanish class.
Sure.
But he's like, dude, this class is so dumb. I go home, I do like 30 minutes of homework, and like in Italy, I'm up till like 2 a.m, and I get up at 7, and I'm just doing homework the whole time.
Say, hey, I can help you. Zach over here never does his homework, and I think
He turned out okay.
we can make sure you have enough homework. Like,
Right?
Yeah,
like,
like,
dude, here's
yeah.
my homework. Here's Zach's homework.
School is life.
Right. Everybody in
It
Italy
is crazy
rich,
how
though.
that works, though.
Yeah.
Like,
It really is.
how
Everything's so different.
it is so different.
Like, nobody over there has jobs until they're like 21, 18, 21. Their parents just give them money.
But yet, like, they're taxed so high. So I'm wondering how that all works. Because if the government's taking 40, 50% of your check, so how much of that's coming, like, and I've had conversations, and we don't need to get into,
Politics.
no,
Not
we
in
don't.
politics.
No,
Whatever.
I'm not a fan. But,
Same.
but that's weird.
Right.
Like, that's weird. And it's cool, like, us dumb Americans get to like have those experiences with other countries and understand that, like, in some ways we have it really good here, right? And
Right.
in other
Yeah.
ways you're like, what the hell's wrong with us?
Right?
Like,
I'd rather be dumb and live a fun life, fishing and just screwing around with all my friends, other than just sitting and doing homework all the time.
yeah, dude, I'd much rather be a
Yeah.
dumb old bass fisherman.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, you're an idiot. I don't care. I'm having the time of my life. I don't.
And I'm outside and you're in school.
What's calling me an idiot gonna do once I'm dead?
Cole, I want you to drop like some Spanish on us right now.
Oh, jeez.
¿Qué quieres?
No hablo.
¿Por qué?
Tu quieres el muy pequeño en pantalones? That's all the only one I remember.
Chúpame verga.
See.
What? I
No.
just said suck my wiener.
Oh. Yeah, no. No. That's no in Spanish, right? No?
Yeah.
How about no?
No.
I got pants out of that. That's
That's a
what I got.
curveball. You got
Yeah.
me on that one.
My Spanish is kind of broken because I've been out of it. But Zach
Yeah.
y yo estamos al mayor I don't know what fisherman is. Fisherman en los Estados Unidos.
Pescanos. Is that-
Pescanos, is it?
I don't know. That isn't pesque.
Pesc is like fish in the water.
Yeah.
Pescado is like fish you're eating.
Okay.
Pescar is to fish.
Do you know any like German?
Gesundheit.
You?
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen.
Yeah, there we go.
Nein.
Auf Wiedersehen.
You probably
Komm
get
mit in
away-
Boosterschule. That's Will You Ride the Bus with Me?
Ooh, you
That
think
was the-
German?
No, the my friends took German, and the German book on the cover, that's what.
Oh.
It had a bus with that, so we, yeah.
You ever watch that one comedian, The Machine?
Oh,
Bert Eichner?
Yeah. I love that.
I love
I
it.
love
dude,
it.
yeah.
And Theo Vaughn.
Oh,
Theo Von.
I love Theo
Yeah,
Von.
yeah.
Have you seen it where it's him and Bobby Lee pretending to be
Yes.
Mexicans?
Yes.
Oh, that was so fun. No came acá.
Dude, those three, that's all you ever need.
Oh,
It's
I agree.
hilarious.
Dude. They're funny as heck.
Have you watched the new Burt movie? I forget the name of The Machine. That's the
No.
name of the movie.
I haven't seen it. No.
It's good.
It's good.
I'm
There's a
not a
good
big
comedy
movie
that's
guy.
coming out because there
It's
hasn't been a
pretty
good
good.
comedy that's come out in a long time.
It's pretty good.
Okay, so I do need to ask you guys now, like, because I'm starting to understand that I'm worried about our youth.
That's good.
So
Fair.
comedies, like, I grew up. My dad would have like, I watched Tommy Boy, Happy
Oh, yeah.
Gilmore,
Yep.
Waterboy, Billy Madison, Step Brothers.
I love Step
old
Brothers.
school. Like, okay, so you guys have seen all of
Oh, I
those?
love them. Yeah.
I haven't seen Happy Gilmore. No, I've seen Happy Gilmore. I haven't seen Billy Madison.
A lot
Okay.
of people
Yeah.
haven't seen a lot of those movies though.
I'm not a
It
big.
blows my mind.
Like,
and
they
you
don't
guys
know,
have
like-
give me a lot of hope here for America.
I'm not a big movie watcher though.
I'm not either. I don't even
Like,
have
I-
a TV inside.
Oh really?
No, I
Where
have
do
a
you watch
record player.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We basically got TVs on here.
Yeah.
Can you watch stuff on there?
I think so, but I never tried. I just look for bass with them. Yeah.
Waste
See,
of
when I get
time.
my new boat, I'm gonna be watching all the time.
Yeah, because it's pool 8 and they ain't biting anyway.
Yeah.
He's gonna be watching YouTube videos on how to catch fish.
Yeah.
I take it back.
How to catch fish on a frog while I'm frogging on 7.
I do own one TV. It's in my room, and I watch The Wild all winter.
That's
on it.
crazy,
That's
man.
about all I do.
I haven't
with
heard
it.
of that. People
Oh,
not having a
when you
TV
said
in
the
their
wild,
house.
I thought you were
Isn't
That's
that
great.
weird?
Nowadays,
And
that's
I'm young.
crazy.
And I'm young.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You want to know something weird about me?
Yeah.
I don't like sports.
I don't either.
That's
Like,
fine.
I'll watch
I can't-
fishing.
I
That's not
can't-
weird.
I can't watch basketball.
mean,
I
you
can't
can.
watch football. I can't watch volleyball.
How about
I can't
golf?
watch. Grabowska, my math teacher, turns on golf like every day.
Oh my god.
And
He
it
talks
plays,
about it every day.
And I go, "This is the dumbest thing ever. Why are you doing this?" He's like, "Dude, when you're hunting, you stare at the same trees for like 8 hours."
Dude,
I'm
I'd
like,
rather watch two beavers make a house than watch golf.
Well, that sounds
Yeah.
fun. I'd watch that.
That'd be
Take
cool.
8 hours and just
I'd
haul
watch
wood
that,
around,
yeah.
but that's more exciting to me.
Oh yeah.
You ever watch like those Indian guys make those houses out of like clay and dirt on
No,
YouTube?
it sounds cool.
It's awesome, dude. Zach watches them all the time.
Well, you wake up at like 2 a.m. and YouTube's on, and that's what's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hockey's fun to watch for me because it's intense. I grew up with
See,
it.
I don't mind
I
watching
like the
that stuff in
hockey fights.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hockey
Yeah.
fights are cool.
Yeah. You'll go on YouTube and just look up like hockey fight compilations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So who's like some fishermen you guys are big fans of? Like, you have like a favorite pro or?
See, I'm not huge
like
into
that?
even watching. Like, I'll watch, but I'm not like huge into it.
If you do watch, like, what do you like to watch? Like, are you looking for
Anything.
specific things or?
I like to watch when they catch fish.
Yeah, I'll watch just about anything. But
See,
I've been watching Dustin Connell a little more lately, and he's pretty cool. He's kind of up and coming too.
Noah and I were talking about this where, you know, I think from a spectator standpoint, a lot of people do like to watch like fish catches, but you know, Noah Schultz is obviously proven to be the best angler in the state right
He's
now.
crazy.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting like how he studies the game. He actually doesn't watch the fish catching. He watches live raw footage. And
Yeah.
he watches he studies how they're breaking down the cover, how they're like he's taking it like
Yeah.
he doesn't care if that guy doesn't catch a bass for 3 more hours. He's looking at the weather. He's studying.
Yeah.
He's thinking differently about the sport, and I guess that I used to be a little bit more probably like you guys, but since I had that conversation with him, it's opened my eyes a little bit, and I
Yeah.
think you know, it's what you want it to be, but you have to be pretty crazy about it.
I've heard some stuff
watch
about him.
that.
It's pretty crazy. I've heard like, you know, after a tough day on the water, after a tournament, he'll go back out. Even after doing like bad, he'll go back out. He'll keep fishing till dark. You know, I've heard, I don't know. I don't,
want to do that, but
yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I know.
Too tired, man. I gotta take a nap after a tournament every
Yeah,
time.
I don't
Yeah, you
remember.
had to fish all day while he took a nap during the tournament. So.
Yeah, yeah.
See, that's my time to nap. He gets to drive.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was Schultz, but Evan Blakely, I was with him on Rush,
Yeah.
and he told
Good
me,
fisherman.
I don't know if it was Schultz, but someone was up all night, idling, scanning around.
Yeah,
all night. Was it Schultz?
Nope, that was,
Who was
Ron
that?
Mayer, who's a
Mayer.
good buddy of
Okay,
mine,
yep,
and
yep,
Dane
yep.
Veselka. So Dane and I used to do that, and Ron would make fun of us.
All night long, you do it?
If we
Into
felt we
dark?
needed to, yeah. Dane and I are savages, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'd sleep in our trucks, and there was a few times where I've slept on the lake. We won a tournament on Tonka. I think I told this story recently, but I had a little bit of a rough practice, but we'd figured some stuff out, and I was kind of duplicating it, scanning around till like 2 a.m., and I got
God.
tired. I was in Maxwell Bay.
Slept right on the front deck?
Slept right on the front
That's
deck.
what
but
Ron
the
did.
craziest thing is I didn't wake up in Maxwell Bay.
Where'd you wake up?
I woke up in Stubbs Bay.
So you just floated
I
across.
thought- did you
I
power
don't
pull
know.
down, or would
I pulled down, but the power poles were up, so I don't know what happened.
someone
rolled
snuck
up
in
on
your
us.
boat?
Ooh.
But I woke up, and that dock on the left, when you go into Stubbs, the rubber rail was just on the dock post.
Someone
When I woke up,
sabotaged you.
Like, maybe. But to me, it's
That's crazy.
I don't have what I feel like is that perennial talent like that a fighter has, or like things like that. So we felt like to compete, we had to work harder than our competition,
Right.
outwork them, right?
Yeah.
And we did that. And when we started doing that, we started winning. We started making nationals. We started like good things
Right.
came
Yeah.
from that, right? So we kind of kept that rolling, and it's funny because we've gotten away from it a little bit, and I had a little bit tougher year this year than years past. So it's like I
Time
don't
to get
want to
back
say that
into
I
it.
have to sleep on the water or sleep in my truck or sleep at the ramp, but I think there's something to be said about putting in extra effort and putting in your time on the water. Noah Schultz is a really good example of that. Is a lot of people think he's just better, but there's a lot of work ethic,
a lot of
and
behind the
time
scenes.
Right.
behind that. So I forget what made us talk about this. It was favorite fisherman. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But do you guys have like a favorite Elite Series pro or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't pay attention enough to.
I don't either.
No, that's cool.
I don't watch a lot.
That's cool. No, you're on Instagram. I get it.
I don't even post on Instagram. I post like once a year.
Sure.
Just your big bucks.
I shot.
Yeah, you've been
Hold
shooting
on.
some big bucks.
Yeah. I've been getting into hunting pretty good. I've been
Oh, yeah.
doing pretty good at that. I mean, I'm not like the best. Don't get me wrong. But all I'm saying,
If you just come in here and said, "I am the best hunter ever," I'd have
Yeah,
probably
he'd believe
started
you.
talking shit.
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. But I'm not the best in the school. I mean, I probably could be. But nobody else even hunts anymore.
Really?
It's completely.
Yeah, it's there's-
crazy. Well,
So
everybody.
like the first day of school, teachers ask, "What's your name and what do you like to do?" Everyone says, "Yeah, I'm Zach. I like to fish and hunt." Everyone says it, but no one.
Do you know what their
That's it.
version of hunting is? Do you know how gun season is like a weekend, a week, or like 2 weeks or whatever?
Yeah.
They go out for like 4 days of that.
Yeah.
That's their version of it.
Yeah.
That's like saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a fisherman," and then fishing a week of summer.
Well, there's a lot of fishermen. I mean, that's the
Like-
Minnesota way. You fish walleye opener and weekend at the cabin,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
a fisherman. You fish shotgun opener and second shotgun opener, and you're a hunter.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if you like hunting that much, I feel like I would just like actually like go and do it more. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just weird to me.
Is
how
it a
people
status thing? Like it's cool to be a hunter? Is it cool to be
We
a
live
hunter?
in the middle
Or
of
is it
nowhere.
I
like-
don't think
is
anybody
it weird to be a
cares.
hunter? Like what's
It's-
it cool to be?
I
and
think
what's
it's
cool in school.
looked upon when you're good at either hunting or fishing. Like
just because everybody does it.
yeah, but they're not serious about it.
Yeah.
So it's a cool thing.
Do
It's just,
girls
you
still
know-
like football players and basketball players?
I don't know.
The
I'd
best,
assume.
We're too scared to talk to them.
Okay, so we need to work through that a little bit because why you scared?
I'm not. He is.
I just don't got time.
That's
It's a
his
good excuse. Do you like women or like?
It's
Nope.
it's a lot of work. I like my boat more. Let me put it that way.
Okay,
I put more work into that.
okay. Do you like women?
Of course, I like women.
Hey, dude. At the end of the day, like
You
if you
gotta
don't,
ask, man.
I support it, and like this podcast supports the gay community. From a numbers standpoint, it makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, more chicks for us boys.
Oh,
That's true.
that makes so much sense now.
Yeah,
Okay,
Like
The
but
more the merrier.
I encourage gays. It's a great thing. It's
a
a
great
beautiful thing.
go for it.
Do it.
Do it. Leave the girls for me. What about lesbians though?
No, that's I mean, very anti. Yeah, not allowed. Anyway, so you're scared to talk to girls.
They're expensive.
But
They are-
what about
I've-
being a national champion? Did that give you some extra confidence in the hallways this season?
Well, here's
You
the
know,
thing.
I thought, but doesn't make a difference.
You thought that they'd start talking
Oh,
to you.
they just come to you. Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, Zach, I saw
Maybe
that
you
big
missed.
tournament
Maybe
won.
you missed it.
The way you were throwing that frog out there was so
Yeah.
attractive.
They must just have missed it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
You
know.
guys don't wear your jerseys to school every day? Like,
No.
Nope.
Jerseys might as well be birth control, man.
you wearing protection? No, but I got this jersey on.
You
think
sound
we
like
need
Theo
to
Von
worry.
right there.
I don't think we need to worry.
Yeah, but everybody I talk to, like every girl, you're like, "Oh, you won all these fishing tournaments." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty good at fishing, I guess."
That's not what you say.
Or something stupid like that comes up. Well, yeah, I don't talk to them, but anyway.
Nice shoes.
This is what he
And then
imagines.
she's like, "What
Okay.
happened?" And now she's questioning things.
Right.
Now there's some mystery to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
But
kidding.
every time they say, "Oh, you just got lucky," I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's the thing I hate the
Every
most.
single
girls do
time.
not understand
Just in general,
Women
guys
don't.
too.
Guys too.
Oh yeah, lots of guys. A lot of luck involved. What would you say the percent of luck is in gen? I mean, it varies from tournament to tournament. I think there's a little bit of luck, a little bit.
Yeah, I would say if I was to guess,
Yeah.
10 to
Okay.
10
7 to 15%.
That's what I would say.
7 to 15% because I think there's 10 teams that probably or 5 or there's more than one team that has the bites to win
Yeah.
Yeah.
multiple events, and it's like there's that little luck factor I think to win. Okay, and it's not a matter of luck, it's a matter of, to me, it's more like a meant to be type of scenario.
Yeah,
right?
I'd agree.
Where, you know, it just kind of
It
happens.
just lined up.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean you didn't put in the work to find that
Yeah.
mat. It
Yeah, I
doesn't
hate
mean
saying there's
that-
luck involved because, like, well, I put the work in. I did this.
To me, it's lucky that no one else found it.
Yeah,
So that would be a
that's true.
small example of luck. The
Right.
fact that you were able to, you know, do that for 3
Yeah.
days without another boat showing up to that mat,
yeah.
to me, there's a little bit of luck involved with that. Like, you
Right.
can't plan to find a mat that no one else finds. Like, you
Yeah.
can only find what you can find, right?
Yeah.
So,
Right. It's kind of like the same thing for deer hunting too. Some guy on Instagram, his name is Leroy, shot like a 216-inch deer.
Jeez.
He sent it to his girlfriend, posted on a story. She's like, "Is that a big one?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "It doesn't look very big." 216 is like
That
record
is-
book
that's
size.
huge.
That's like almost state record size.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
like giant. And she's like, "What makes it big?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this hurts to read right now."
The tail.
How long its hooves are.
It is weird how people think that our sport is luck, though. Like, the people who don't
There's so many
understand it. I mean, every time I explain the sport to somebody who
Yeah.
who isn't
Yeah.
familiar
And,
with it,
yeah.
you know.
people. Yeah.
But to me, they're picking a bone with you on that. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got you guys need to talk more. Then, like, that's, if you got chicks saying that, you gotta
not luck.
educate them.
Yeah.
You gotta educate them. So, is there you guys got crushes on anybody in school? He's got a crush
No,
that he's
yeah,
had
yeah.
for probably 6 years and
6 years.
still hasn't said a word to her.
5 and 3. 5 years, 4 months, somewhere around there.
Was it that 5-pounder on green?
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss her.
Do you guys pass notes in school anymore?
It's not a
No.
thing. Texts are a thing.
No. You know what happens?
No,
I think
it
you
don't
should
happen.
write these chicks a letter.
Is that the way to do it? Go old school?
I think it's old school. I think they don't see
Like
that
your
shit
dancing
coming.
thing,
They don't
like
see
that.
it coming.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like a no
Yeah.
looker right
Yeah,
there.
I think playing old cards.
that would work for sure.
playing old
I
cards
guarantee
is,
you.
is coming back.
I
Like,
guarantee
right.
it work. Yeah.
It used to be like the cliche thing to do, but now no one's doing it anymore.
100% success rate almost.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I
Yeah.
think it's past 100%.
Yeah.
But honestly, you want to get a date with the girl. Like, the key is to not tell her you want a date with her. You need to, like, studying as an excuse, or like
Like,
know,
hey,
you need to figure out a way to interact where it's not awkward. You know, because it's awkward nowadays because you kids don't talk to each other. You
Right.
text and you do the Instagram
Yeah.
Oh,
and
it's
the
awful.
Snapchats. So, like, to just ask a chick on a date and then go to dinner, she's gonna be like, I'm Shelly. Hi, Shelly.
You can
I'm
Snapchat
Zach.
each other.
Hi, Shelly.
yeah.
I'm Zach.
Just across the table, me
How
and Cole
was
can
your
Snapchat.
day? Good. How was yours? Good. So, you know, coming up with a reason to, like, that's third party might
even
allow you
third
guys-
wheeling with a friend.
Mm.
Like, your friend and his girlfriend, and then his girlfriend brings her friend. Then you just third wheel together.
That's still a little obvious.
Yeah.
Well, what if you're doing a group activity and you need 4 people?
Eh.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yep. Like bowling.
got this.
Good. Like, hey, we need a 4th person for bowling.
We're bowling the league right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need your.
No, but like in college, like, that was my play. I was too scared to ask a chick on a date, but
So
I
you'd
mean,
ask her to study?
I'd see, like, hey, I really struggled, like, on the last test.
People
and you're
don't
really
study,
smart.
though.
Yeah.
Studying's not a thing now.
Well, we didn't study. Like,
Yeah. Well, that ain't working as an excuse now.
no, we didn't. Like, I didn't study. So me asking somebody to study was me asking, like,
Come over here.
come over here and I'm going to distract you from studying.
Yeah. We're gonna talk the whole time.
So, like, what do you guys do to socialize anymore? Is there social events where you guys, like, get together? Like, or do you
Not
guys
really.
You have virtual hangouts.
We
now.
Zoom. Yeah,
Yeah.
we Zoom each other and
We
Skype.
FaceTime every once in a while.
Actually,
Yeah.
No.
So I get out of school at 11:30 for OJT, which
Yep.
is basically,
On the job
go to
training.
work. Yeah. So I go to school. I talk to my friends for about 15 or 20 minutes after I get out of school, but I'm just hanging out with them there at lunch. I go to work and then I come home and I do the same thing again. And then we'll go fishing on weekends or whenever, and we'll hang out then. That's about it. But we'll hang out once in a while too, just for fun.
yeah. The more you tell me, I really,
Yeah.
I think you guys are pretty hopeless when it comes to these women.
Yeah.
and I'd stick with the bass.
Yeah.
Like women are
that's,
trouble.
I figured that out.
Women are trouble. You don't need
Oh,
'em.
they are. Yeah, we got a buddy that's had a couple
Good old Y guy over there.
Why? Oh,
Wyatt.
Wyatt.
gotcha.
Yep.
Is he going soft?
Oh, Wyatt.
He's going soft.
Are we allowed?
I texted him and I'm like,
Wyatt's
hey.
a good dude. Are
I
we
don't
allowed
know.
to give him some shit on the record? Like,
I think
his
we're,
father
I think
Chad's
we're okay.
a good dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
he knows. He knows.
I like Wyatt. He's awesome.
Good fisherman.
like-
He won the pro-am with.
With Evan.
Evan,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was with Hunter on that one.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I'll text Wyatt and be like, hey, what are you doing right now? Nothing. Are you going to come over? And he's like, no. I'm like, why? Because I'm going to hang out with my girlfriend. When? Like, 6. There's 5 hours between there and now. Come over. Well, I don't know. I'm going to just wait until she... I'm like, dude, if you don't come over, I'm going to your house right now.
Are you guys live by each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At my mom's house, I do. At my dad's house, I live next to him.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's always got someone.
So you've kind of so the joke is you used to have a buddy who was fishing, all fishing.
Oh, it's
And then you
crazy
met
how it
a
changed.
girl.
It went from, I've even told him, we'd go fishing all the time. And then he got a girl, and I'd ask him 3 times a week. He could never go. It was like a horse girl.
Oh,
So
he broke
was
up
always
with
at
her, no.
show. Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
I
that was a
know.
long time ago.
Barrel
But
racer girls.
It was,
trouble.
he's always helping her with the horses and this and that, and never time to go fishing. A lot of money too involved.
I think
I've
his new
heard.
girlfriend is better.
I don't know.
really
He's
know
not
her.
told me about her. I
You
see him
guys
in the
said your
hallways.
goodbyes yet fully, or still hope?
I did a while ago, but there's some hope coming back.
Yeah. He's probably getting back to fish. I
He is,
was
he
with
is.
him one time out on Green Lake over by my house. And he's like, you want to go fishing after school? I'm like, sure. Call me. I was at my dad's house already. So I drove to Green. Met
It's
him
like
up
10
with him.
minutes.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes away. Close. And we're out fishing. It's 4:30, 5:30. I don't remember. He's like, I'm supposed to go to a football game tonight. I'm like, really? What time does it start? 10 minutes ago. I was like, well, why are you going? Oh, my girlfriend's brother is over there. He's playing. She wanted me to go. I'm like, but you're not over there. You're not going to get there till it ends. I know. I'm like, what? You should have left half an hour ago.
Well, Zach, I don't know you that well, but it was nice knowing you. No,
That's
you got to give your buddies some shit.
Yeah, you know what happened? He got a boat, and is better now. Because now he has an excuse. Now he can go fishing.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Got to use my boat before it breaks down.
Well, Chad's a good dude. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
kind of your guys' fishing coach, right?
yeah, he's saved me a few times from different things, but yeah.
He's a good
I
dude.
replaced my brake pads in his garage the other day.
Wow.
Oh,
That was pretty awesome.
He's a guy who just loves to help people. And
Oh, yeah.
I know his dad, Mike, and Mike's a good dude too. But
yeah,
yeah, Mike's a legend.
yeah.
But
So he used to have the same motor as me in OX66, and
sure.
man, he's done a lot to that boat that I didn't know how to do, and now I know how to do. So he's taught me a lot, and it's really nice having someone who knows all that stuff. And he used to be a mechanic for, was it the Air Force?
Air Force.
Yeah,
So
he
Zach's
knows a
got
lot.
an Air Force veteran sticker on his boat right now.
Sick.
Yeah, because I bought his old cowling off him.
Oh, sure.
So it's got a big old crack and a dent from that boat hitting me.
Charge you
and
$600.
$50.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Chad.
Yep.
Chad just lost out $550.
Yeah, and I
he's
got a
helping
veteran
you out.
sticker.
Yeah.
Yep.
So marshalling though.
It's
Like,
pretty cool. That's
yeah,
really cool.
I really want to touch on that because to me, as a kid, I fished. We didn't have the Champions Tour, but we had the Silverado Pro-Ams.
Okay.
So I would fish those as an am, and I just learned so much throughout those deals. I learned some of what not to do, some of what to do, and I guess how long have you guys been marshalling for the Champions Tour?
Cole, have you marshaled?
Not
at all?
once.
Okay. So
I'm too busy
I've
working.
done it
I got a
for.
lot
Too
of-
busy not learning.
Yeah.
I'm too busy working. Then
I'm
I
telling you
learn when
now-
I'm not working.
No hablo.
Por qué?
There's. I've rarely learned stuff. I think from Champions Tour,
Learn stuff.
fishing related. I haven't learned a whole lot.
What?
I'll tell you, to be honest with you, the one thing I've learned that's actually important or I really care about is the white tube from Arnie. I'm not kidding you. It's that's the only thing.
You can't tell me Evan Blakely didn't teach you anything.
He did teach me.
Like, there's always little nuggets to be
I'll
taken.
tell
even
you-
what not to do.
The one thing he did teach me is that fish are 100 yards farther than I thought they were in this one low spot on Rush. That's it. He also taught me where a brush pile was. I'll be fishing that for crappies this winter.
Yeah, there's some brush.
Um,
There's things to be picked. Like
There is,
taken,
for
like,
sure.
Okay, like tournament, it's all about decision making, right?
Yeah.
So, like when you're in the boat watching, there's 65 pros or whatever. Most of them are going to make wrong decisions throughout
Yeah,
the day.
so that-
you know?
I-
So
that's the
understanding
major thing.
like that he made this decision and it didn't work
Mm-hmm.
can be very helpful.
Yes.
Or looking at, I wonder what would happen if he would have maybe slowed down here. Or
So if you
You know.
put it that way, I've learned a lot.
that
I've learned,
to me is what's to be learned.
I've
right?
learned tons of what not to do. Tons
Yep.
and tons of that.
That's more what you need to learn in fishing than what to do.
Most
I
all
agree.
yeah, most
agree.
all of what I've learned from it is slow down. Lots of guys, they'll get desperate and they'll start fishing docks, and the speed at which they fish those docks, bait's in, doesn't even hit the bottom, they're twitching it, it's out, done.
Yeah.
You need to let that thing sit.
That's
Most always, just let it sit. Put your rod down, go eat a sandwich.
That's
know?
how you fish docks.
Yeah,
That's how I fish
that's
docks,
yeah. It's mostly when guys start to get desperate and they start doing things they shouldn't be doing.
That which
Right.
which
You start to panic though.
It-
That's just part
yeah.
of the game.
in their defense, in the Champions Tour, that is a real thing.
Well,
Like
yeah.
compared to a five fish, right? Because
Yeah.
you didn't know.
You have
like imagine
time-
if
yeah.
you knew that Illinois team every time they caught a bass.
Oh, yeah.
the whole tournament.
Yeah,
right?
SATTs,
It's like,
it's like that.
Yeah, it gets stressful.
It does.
you
My
start
dad
to-
doesn't
you
even
start
read us
to
the
do
leaderboard
dumb
anymore.
things. You start
Yeah.
to. It causes you to do
Yeah.
things that you wouldn't normally do.
These
Right.
classic bass are not.
I've
yeah.
experienced that.
You have to be going all day. You got to be going hard. Like the last 10 minutes of an SATT, you're fishing hard,
Right.
right? When you look back on like, man, I should have done that the whole day. Classic bass, you have to do that the whole day. If you're not catching fish, every minute of the day, you're done.
It feels like
Every
that.
second matters.
It feels like that, but then at the same time,
Yeah.
slow down,
Yeah.
or else you ain't gonna get a bite.
But how
So
do you
it's
slow
like-
down and speed up?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
like
mind fuck.
yeah, like fishing docks really fast, but fish them slow.
Fish them effectively. It's an
Yeah.
efficiency game, right? Where
Yeah.
you can fish faster than everybody, but if you're not
Fishing it right.
Yeah.
doing it right, you're just fishing faster.
Yeah,
than
trolling
everybody,
motors
right?
on 10 and
Yep.
you're letting your tube sit.
And you
How do
can
do
fish
that?
this one dock for 40
Oh,
minutes,
yeah.
but if you only caught 2 bass on that, well, this guy moving a little bit faster,
Yeah.
he
Right.
caught 5 bass, you
Right.
know, and he was maybe not going as fast as this guy was fishing too fast, but he wasn't, he was on pace, so to speak.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's the big thing that I've learned.
How about you? What
yeah.
have you learned from marshaling the Champions Tour?
I haven't done it.
What?
I've learned nothing.
So you've just been busy, or has it not been a priority?
Well, every time they do it, they're like, "Hey, you want to drive like 4 hours up north? I get 60 miles to the gallon."
Well, we
I'd be
carpool.
Oh, well, but
It almost pays for itself actually. If you drive separate, usually
They pay
doesn't
you gas money, and in my opinion, you guys should probably pay to go do that.
When
Like,
we were
no
up-
offense. Like that is a good experience to be in the boat with
Yeah,
people.
I
like
wouldn't
that,
pay
you
to
know?
do that. I'd rather, pay to go up and fish, instead of
That
watch
makes
someone
sense.
fish. Yeah,
Right.
Yep.
yeah. But like when we went up to Vermilion, I drove myself, and
right.
I think I spent more than 50 in gas. So it's
Definitely spent more than
kind of
50 in
sucks,
gas.
but
but-
yeah, I pulled my boat up there too.
Oh,
Because I went to the cabin after that,
Oh,
over
that's
by
right.
by woman, which it took a long time because I didn't think it'd be that long of a drive.
It's a ways away. Yeah.
Vermilion to woman, but it's
Yeah.
pretty far.
Talking about fishing slow, you ever fish down south?
Mm-hmm.
What we did when we went there, Zach and I went. When did we go? February, March.
Yeah. What was this?
Oh, Florida. This was Florida with
Yeah.
his grandpa, Joe
That's
Semler.
slow. Florida.
We cast out these giant football jigs things, and you just huck it out there
In Florida?
in Florida.
Yeah.
You must have been on.
This is kind of
We-
Olympus,
yeah,
like Olympus. Or
Some of this might have to be
Yeah, you might have
edited
to,
out.
Yeah, you know how like the sand kind of makes those little waves?
I don't know why we
It's-
need to cut this.
It's all
Because it's my
bluegill
grandpa's
beds.
secret, and he doesn't want to
Oh,
get
this
out.
is like what 10 years, 15 years of
I don't know.
like he
I don't
put,
think you need to be part of that family anymore. We
Yeah.
can just get you disowned right
yeah.
now.
From what I understood, he was
Cut!
like dark
Ow.
to dark. He was out
That was
there.
loud.
Hey, it's so we
Okay,
know. He
okay.
sees that high pitch now, and he
Okay.
knows that's the spot.
Perfect.
This is we've been doing this a while. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like he was out there like what 5 years straight, dark to dark,
Yeah.
fishing like
'Cause
hard.
Well, when he was in Florida, so like half a year.
Yeah.
I mean, he just pounded that
He knew
lake.
how to do it.
We had so many waypoints. We went down there for a week, fished like every day. We probably hit like half the waypoints.
It's
like, It's
insane.
just crazy. But what we
Yeah.
would do is we would.
All of a sudden, you feel this little bite, and you didn't know if it was gonna be like a 2-pounder or a 10-pounder. And he told him about the one you got.
Oh yeah, giant brush pile, cast out there. I'm doing it, and I get a bite. And I'm like, oh, this is a nice one. I bet he's probably like 6 pounds, probably. No, nothing bad.
No, not
And-
impressive down there.
Well, it's impressive up here. I won't care
Yeah.
if I got 6-pounder,
Yeah.
but I'm fighting it, and then I'm like, oh, maybe it's a little bigger. My drag's kind of getting out. It jumps out of the water. It's a 10-pounder, 10-pound, 10-ounce. It jumps out of the water
Like a whale.
It's like a whale. I mean, it just goes boosh,
Different
boosh.
It's like
Animal.
slow
And it's
motion when they
so-
come out of the water.
Yeah.
And then after that, once you get like past the 7-pound mark, you can't control that fish. Like here, you can
You
like,
also
kinda-
can't control your bladder. You probably pissed your pants.
A
and need
little
new
bit.
pair of shorts.
a little
Oh, yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
But like once you get past that like 7-pound mark, here you can just like bring your rod down, keep them down
Yeah.
back in the water. But
There's
there,
no control.
They own you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
they
yeah.
will spool you. They will do whatever they want.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he nets it, and the net's like bending down. Oh,
I almost broke the net on it.
it was awesome. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
So
I just
we're-
sat there and stared at the
Yeah,
fish
how
for
many-
like half a minute.
How many days we fish? 5 or 4?
5.
That's pretty
5.
good.
So the first
Just
day
10.
we got there that evening, and he took us out for like an hour, 2 hours. He kind of showed us how to. We were a little rusty. It was pretty bad actually.
Yeah.
And I was just throwing like a little hula grab on a net head or something. He took us to a small fish spot, and he got he lost like a 10-pounder at the boat right away on a crankbait.
He caught a 9-pounder.
Yeah, he
On the
lost like a
second
10.
To be clear,
Yeah.
are we good to keep the conversation just needing to cut the bait in the lake?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
But we get to a spot and he's sitting in the back. Zach's controlling the boat. He loves to do that. I don't care that much. But he's sitting in the back. He's throwing this little spider grub thing, Ned, and he's just throwing it out there. He's like, "Yeah, it's kind of new. I'm trying it." Gets one. Oh, this is a nice one. Just sitting there, not leaving his chair.
Oh, yeah, he's
not leaving.
so-
He's just sitting there.
Bill dancing that thing.
nonchalant.
Doesn't even care. He like gets up to the boat. He's like, "Oh, it's like a 9-pounder." And he's just like looks at. I'm like, "You want me to like grab it?" net
Yeah,
it?"
we're, like,
I'm like
freaking out.
Freaking out. I was like, "Sure, if you want."
He was gonna boat flip it
Just doesn't give a shit.
on a spinning rod.
He's
what
like,
are you
I'm-
doing?
He's like, I've got so many of these I don't
Oh,
even care
yeah.
anymore.
I've netted 2 10-pounders, and I've gotten close to it. I've 9 1/4 is my best.
That's a big
My
fish.
best fish. But
That's a
like
big
once
fish.
you get over, I mean, I've had an 8, and that to me was that
Yeah.
other different prehistoric looking
Oh, yeah.
dinosaur of an alien.
It's
whatever.
crazy.
Giant.
It's
It's-
not even like the same species.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, our
It-
fish up here don't grow like that.
No, but we were.
I
the
almost
first
wish
day,
they don't
yeah.
too, because then it's so fun when you go down there and catch all those big ones.
Yeah, yeah. Like I came back.
I mean,
caught,
I wouldn't
like-
mind if they grew a little bigger up here,
Yeah.
but I hear you.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
100%.
Can't ruin it for yourself.
Totally, dude.
Yeah, what I thought was like a 2-pounder here was actually a 4-pounder. I go to weigh it.
Yeah. Funny story.
My scale right?
Isn't that weird how that works? Like,
Yeah.
if you fish a lake that you catching a bunch of little ones,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like you think a 2-pounder is a 3-pounder, but if you've been fishing
Yeah.
catching a lot of 4 and 5s, you're like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
like,
dude, that's a 4-pounder.
Dang, I've been
Yeah.
catching 4-pounders this whole time.
Yeah, our eyes are. Yeah, it's all relative, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny. But like literally right after Florida, I went to a church camp trip in Iowa for fishing.
Yeah.
I actually
Yep.
met Tony Capra down there.
Oh, cool.
And we were fishing, I think it was the second day. And I cast out the swim jig at this little like rock, kind of like, I don't know what to say. It's like 2-foot drop right away, 3-foot drop, and it's just rock, just like straight rock wall.
Where's the church camp, or where is this? Florida or
Iowa.
Iowa, got it.
Somewhere in
Okay.
Iowa. I don't remember. It was super cold down there. It sucked. But I get there, and it was like the second fish that I caught that trip. I go, goosh. I'm like, oh, this is a nice one. My drag was pretty loose for whatever reason. And I started tying my drag. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty nice one. Bring it in, boat flip it. I'm like, oh, that's probably a 3-pounder. You know,
You're fine.
I don't know if it's 3-pounders. Put it on the scale. 5.33 pounds. My dad's looking at me like I'm crazy. I just boat flipped a 5-pounder.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's way bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
Like I just thought if I could put this fish in that 10-pounder mouth that I just caught that there's no way it's
right,
5-pounder.
Right?
Yeah.
Literally, those mouths are like this big.
It's
It's
like the size of
Oh,
a
yeah.
personal pan
Yeah,
pizza.
so back to Florida. We were down there for like the 5 days or whatever. He took us out that first night, and then he was there the full day with us the next day. Cole got burnt so bad. Usually I get burnt because I'm
I
pretty
didn't put on
fair-skinned.
any sunscreen.
No.
It was 90 degrees.
So he had to like hide when the sun came out in between clouds. You know, he'd fish,
I
and
put
then the
on-
sun comes out. He's like, you have to hide. Like I'm melting.
I put on rain gear.
was
like
bad.
warm rain gear.
And it was like
in 90 degrees
90
with the
degrees
sun
every
out.
day.
Blistering though.
It was bad.
I wasn't blistering.
I
but
hate
it was-
sunscreen,
So-
so I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the third day we were there, the second full day, we didn't have much going on. It was pretty slow. And Cole and his grandpa left, and I was out there, and I got the first big one between us. It was like a 7-something. And I think that thing,
No, that was the
I
second
chased
day.
him. Was it?
Yeah.
I think
It
I
was either-
chased him
yeah,
like
second day.
70 yards, 80 yards. It's crazy.
Like when he was on.
Yeah. It's
Why'd
bait
you have to-
caster.
Why'd you have to? He just owned you.
He owned me. I thought it was a freaking carp or catfish. Like what lives in Florida? What could this be?
Gar.
And then I see him like it's a freaking bass. And then I kind of caught on to how to do it, and I think one day we had 36 pounds for our best 5. That was a pretty fun day. That was our last.
We
day.
had 38 pounds. for our
38.
best.
Okay.
We
so
had a 38
yeah.
pound bag for 5 fish.
Yeah. The next day, I remember the day after I caught my first 7.
Maybe it
Cole
was
back
36.
out. Cole was back out
Something
the
like
rest of the
that.
day, or something like that. And I lost. It's hard to get a hook in their mouths. I lost 3 over 7. You know, you hook them in 20 feet wide, they shoot straight up, and then you're out of the water. You see your bait shooting away, and we eventually
sit there
figured
and
out his
cry.
grandpa. Yeah, you got to second you hook them. After you hook them, you got to keep digging it into them before they get out of the water and start jumping. Get like 5 or 6 hook sets in there. We didn't lose a single one after that, but yeah, lost a few. I was pretty pissed that day. The next day, Cole got that 10-10. I got a 9-9. I think we had like a 7 or an 8 in there too.
We had
5 or
you had
6.
an 8-8.
a
had a
9-9, and a 10-10.
Yeah, it was wild. It was crazy.
And like a 6.
and then we
7 or
had like a
something.
6, and I had a 5, and then we had like another 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida's crazy.
It
It's a
was.
different world.
It was so crazy.
You do not catch a lot of fish down there, though.
Depends what lake you go to. You don't on a lake like that because that lake gets an insane amount of pressure. But there's lakes that are like man-made, like
Right.
like that headwaters,
Yeah.
where you can actually have
Wyatt's
50
fished
to-
that. Yeah.
You can actually have 50+ fish days on like
Yeah.
Stick Marsh headwaters.
Yeah. He lost like a 7 there, but other than that, there wasn't anything too crazy.
Yeah,
Where at? Wyatt?
Headwaters.
Oh, yeah.
it's a
Yep.
crazy lake if you ever look at.
Yeah, it
map
is.
of
It's
it.
so weird.
I remember talking to Wyatt before that trip. He's like, how big of a fish do you think you're going to catch? I'm like, I don't know. 6 pounds, 7 pounds probably if I'm lucky. Zach thinks you guys are going to catch 10 pounders.
Oh yeah, I
don't
told him
think
like, Wyatt, we're gonna get a double digit. He's like, no, you're not. He's he fished headwaters and it was.
I don't
pretty
even know how
crappy.
we got a double digit. That's crazy that we got a
It
double
was your
digit.
grandpa. He has the best spots on earth.
It's still
We had a
wild that
good
we
guide
got.
from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate with that too down there. But
It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
do you guys like? Do you guys want to live in Florida someday? Like,
I
is
want to
it-
be a snowbird. I want to go down there in the winters.
Yeah.
No.
I want
absolutely
want
not.
some money, and I want to go have a house down
I
there.
want some money,
I
too,
want
boy.
a lot of money. I think a lot of people want a lot of money. But
Yeah, I want to be rich and have 5 houses.
yeah,
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. 2 is good.
Put one in Alaska.
Snowbird would be
There.
fun. But you want to live in Spain.
so that's
Oh,
a 10,
yeah.
10, and a
Maybe.
9, 9.
I don't know that I would move to
Yeah.
Spain. I'd have to like look at their government and see if it's a joke or not. I don't know.
Well, as if ours isn't. Like,
So he was 18 inches around that 10-10. So that's like the length of an average bass up here.
Yeah.
their government is a joke, just like most governments.
Yeah.
But
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
no, there's some fearless leaders out there for sure.
My dad, he's a teacher.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
My mom's a teacher. What does he teach?
Woods. Wood making.
Woodworking.
Woodworking.
Is it?
Wood
Yeah.
making.
He teaches wood. Never taken a class called wood before.
You learn
Yeah.
all the
So
trees.
woodworking is it at your school then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of shop classes. We have a pretty good shop program. We got all the welding, all the
Yeah.
woods, all the autos.
That's because that's what everybody does. We're not smart
Yeah.
enough to do anything else.
Yeah, that's true. I think like locally we have one of the worst like GPA averages around.
Probably.
It's
But
just
do you know what's
yeah.
weird to me? Like all these Spain countries or whatever. You know how they're like all the European, Italy or whatever. I can't say Spain. That's dumb. But
No, you're fine.
I feel like they're so smart because of their school. But then like we were like the first people to put people on the moon, which is like wild to me because we didn't even have
We had priorities
math or
straight.
science
that was
programs
back when we were
then.
smart.
Yeah.
We didn't have we didn't even have math programs that were like real back then. Well,
But we had alien technology since the 40s, so I really think it's never because we were smart. I think it's because aliens landed in the right country, baby. We got kind of lucky with that.
same aliens that built the pyramids.
Yeah, they're like these guys. I think these guys are this is the dumbest population.
Let's
that I
help them
think,
out a little bit.
Like
They need a little
help.
boost.
Let's see what happens. Let's have some fun with them.
But that is weird, right? How much smarter they are than us, yet.
It's not applied almost.
Well, it's not like school teaches you to do anything here either.
Yeah,
like a business
right.
degree at college, like it doesn't teach you how to start a business
Yeah.
or do a business. It teaches you how to follow directions.
Yeah.
Right. and not question authority or what have you. And there's a lot of good to school, but like the entrepreneurial American dream, so to speak. Like
Right.
In Spain, they're not told that you can probably be a pro fisherman, so they're
yeah.
training everybody.
Well,
to
even
be,
here,
you know-
really. I mean,
But you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
I know
Like,
what you
we
mean.
have
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of these weird occupations.
yeah, that you
stem
can
from
be.
us.
Yeah, you can
Like,
be
yeah.
anything.
That comes from America. Like,
Yeah,
there's
it's
not
awesome.
a lot of people. Like, that's to me what's different is
Right.
You might be smarter, but we have more fun. Okay.
Right. Like what I was saying earlier, I'd rather be stupid and have the time of my life than be smart and be miserable.
Yeah. I'd rather be a dumb bass fisherman than like be a really depressed rocket scientist.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, woohoo, I sent a rocket to Mars.
Well, it's like the is ignorance bliss thing. Like, would you rather not know?
Right.
Is it better to like
Yeah.
not know all the people that are dying, or is it better to like have knowledge of all of that because there's
Right.
more weight
Yeah.
to it? But that's pretty philosophical for you boys. Sorry.
They call me Socrates.
Well, they call me Plato's Closet.
Plato's Closet.
I think that's a clothing store.
It
but
is a
Plato
clothing
was
store.
also a philosopher.
He is a
You guys,
philosopher.
how the hell did you know that? He is smart, actually.
Well,
isn't he?
that's stuff they teach. That's
They
like a
teach
mythology.
philosophy and
Who doesn't know who Socrates is? though?
Yeah, that's
I did-
common
he's like
knowledge.
college.
He's like one of the biggest mathematicians out there.
I didn't till college.
Maybe you do have hope for
Yeah, do
the
you know who
up-and-coming
Cicero
generation.
is?
Yeah, I know who Cicero is.
Aristotle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind
Nietzsche?
of. That's kind
Francis
of.
Nietzsche?
I've
No.
heard of
They
that.
know who-
shouldn't teach you who that is yet. So
Do you know
that's
who
fine.
Mussolini is?
Yes.
He was a dictator of Italy.
I'm aware.
Do you know who Joseph Stalin is?
Yes,
That's-
he's a dictator in Russia.
You know
Yeah.
who?
Actually,
History and
actually,
geography of the Soviet Union.
Soviet
excuse me.
Union,
Yes.
Yeah.
Red
thank you.
Army.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Encyclopedia of Smartness. Wow.
See, he doesn't need this fishing scholarship. He's already got in the bag.
Well, yeah, he already said no.
Yeah.
He said-
I
Yeah.
sound smart, but I just know a bunch of random stuff that's
yeah,
useless.
that's what school does.
I mean, no, that Mussolini, Stalin stuff to me, that's like, it's good shit to know. That's
Right.
our past. That's.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
right. It's good to know your past. Don't get me wrong.
the one thing that was never really taught to me in high school that I think was kind of weird was how the Soviet Union fell. Because like to
Right.
me, that's like kind of like the shit that's unfolding in the world right now.
yeah.
Right.
And it was like almost like they hid it from us, if you will. Like it was almost like it was hidden from me.
Yeah. That's
But-
wild.
Yeah, you guys will know what I'm talking about when you guys are, living in a communist country after I die. But
We'll be on Mars. I don't know what you're talking about.
but having your my mom was an English teacher in my school, so like I got a lot of shit.
I hate English. That's by far the worst subject in school.
See,
I was more gonna ask like, what's it like having your parent as a teacher in the school? Because like you can't fart in the school without daddy knowing or mom knowing, right? Like,
Oh, my dad.
what's
My
that
dad
been
doesn't
like?
care. He doesn't pay attention.
Okay, so it hasn't been
it's
too bad.
awesome.
Have
What?
you had him as a teacher?
Yeah, I have him right now.
Is he a harder grader on you or an easier one?
No, well, it's wood, so it's actually more. He walks around helping the kids. That's
Woodworking.
Yeah.
It's
Wood-
woodworking.
Woodworking.
Or does it? Or is
Sorry.
the class? No,
the
I
class
apologize.
is called Woods.
Woods.
I think they
Woods.
changed it this year.
Well, now it's like
Is working discriminatory or like is that,
Probably,
like,
yeah.
not politically correct anymore? Like, it's too much labor in the word woodworking. Like,
Yeah.
we don't want the kids to think that they're
Yeah.
working.
you know,
Probably.
people in Italy don't even work. Some of them,
What do they do?
nothing.
Who makes the spaghetti? Some of them.
Well, they don't
some of them.
work.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I
What do
should
they-
have clarified.
So
That's
how
my
do they
bad.
How do
how
they
do
get
they
paid?
live? Yeah.
Government and something else, or like they already have money.
So they work
just
for
use
the
that.
government then?
No,
or-
they
They
get
already
paid by
have-
the government. I just said they don't work.
Oh.
Why would they work?
Well, if they already have money, why do they
Oh.
need to be paid by the government?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I just
I'm guessing they just get paid by the government.
yeah, that's probably what it is.
Is
But
it because there's not enough jobs, or is it because they're unable to work, or just
I-
don't want to?
I don't know how true this is, but I don't know exactly what country it is. But I've heard that their population is going downhill.
It is.
It is.
Italy's
And the
is.
government
Yep.
is paying people money to go move
stay
there.
or-
Same
Oh.
with like Scotland or something stupid like that. Not
Yeah.
stupid.
It's
sorry, I
enough
shouldn't
money
say
not
that,
to
but
work though.
I don't know. So the foreign exchange
They
student.
probably have enough money as is too, and probably a combination of things.
You want to know what the foreign exchange student's name is?
Jacques.
Guglielmo.
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 Yeah. He's good. He says Guillermo, but it's like
Oh,
it's
I got
really
him.
weird.
Yeah, I got him in my autos class.
He's pretty cool though.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah, he had his phone taken from him too.
He's on his phone all the time. It's so funny.
Our autos teacher is the worst about it.
He's like, I got this assignment done 3 weeks ago. Like, give
Oh,
me
no.
some more shit or else
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
to be on my phone.
Yeah.
He told me, he's like, I went to the school counselor. He doesn't talk like this. I'm just talking like this. And he's like, and normal, whatever it was.
It's just more
He
fun.
was like, normal algebra is so easy. I was just wasting my time so I can get switched to college algebra, and it's still too easy. Like, all right, bud, go for it.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be weird? I've never experienced that like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I'm bored now. Like, there's people who are that smart where they, and I was
Yeah.
like 2 math lessons behind. Like, are we moving ahead now? Like, I'm not ready.
I need
Give
a
me another
workday,
week.
man.
I just got this. Yeah, like,
Yeah, now you got to learn something.
now
new
I have to
again.
remember it and learn something new.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right.
Yeah, I'm done with math now, so it's not. I hated math.
I love math.
We're the
I'm
opposite.
done with
I'm
math.
good at-
Senior year just started.
Yeah, I'm already done.
Yeah.
No more math for me. I finished my.
You can
my
be done with math.
junior year. Your junior year, you can
sophomore
be.
year.
Sophomore, you can.
Yeah, if you do advanced math and go to like,
I mean,
Oh.
if you know how to run a calculator, you can be done with math at 4 or 5 years
Oh,
old.
all you need is calculator and Google. Yeah.
No, I don't work that way. There's
photo
more to
math,
it.
man, it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
letting us use our tools.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a lot of controversy in the schools, like since COVID's back? Like, is it just a
About,
different
like-
place? Like, about what's in the curriculums? Like, there's a
Well,
lot of,
everybody's so lenient now.
Oh, it's
Everybody's-
lenient.
nice. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
yeah,
They're cracking
About
down
what?
now,
they
though.
don't care that much anymore.
unless you say the wrong word.
Yeah,
Like, do you guys have to use pronouns now?
no.
I never would.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. No, I don't. No, I don't bow down to that.
I
I mean,
had
you want to call yourself whatever, but
Yeah,
I'm not gonna remember.
no. Yeah.
dude, I had one dude in my, it was my sophomore year, it was his freshman year. He called this girl by what he thought was her name, but apparently it was her quote unquote dead name, and her friend was just ratting him out the whole hour.
So, like, she
I
has
was
a new
sitting there,
name?
like, crying, laughing, and he just like sat there, like blankly staring at her like this, and he didn't know he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't know her name,
So
and
dead name, is that like their old name?
it's
They got
like their
a new
old name, and they renamed
like they
themselves.
Themselves. Okay.
Yeah, but like on their driver's license, it still says the other name. Their birth certificate still says their other
She was
name.
just sitting there crying.
Yeah.
What are they, actors? Like, oh, I'm Leonardo DiCaprio. I need to
Yeah.
watch out for my, real name. And
Yeah.
what? It's just like
That's how it is now.
that's allowed. With the JDM tackle craze in full force, there's been a lot of hype around the new tackle shop, Waypoint Angler Supply, and their unique selection of intergalactic fishing equipment. But don't forget about your everyday bassin needs, whether it's hooks, weights, fishing line, tackle storage, reels, rods, craw tubes, beavers, jigs, spinnerbaits, jackhammers, frogs. You never have to pay full price again. There's not that many places that will give you 20% off a new Shimano reel or a new Veselka rod. On a big ticket item like that, 20% savings is a good chunk of change. You can then take that 20% and put some gas in your boat, or you can take that 20% you saved and put it into a Roth IRA. Warren Buffett that shit, which in a year's time, you just paid for that new rod and reel. It's simple math and science. As a Bastronaut in the Bass Galaxy, you can save 20% on all the stuff you use every day at Waypoint Angler Supply. Do you ice fish? Do you do the ice Dougie? Do you do the ice fishing? Well, you can knock 20% off all your ice season goodies at Waypoint Angler Supply too. Who's got you covered no matter the season? So stop into their store on Lake Minnetonka or visit their website, waypointanglersupply.com. That's waypointanglersupply.com. Use the code Galaxy20 to save 20% on all your everyday tackle needs, ladies and gentlemen. This podcast is brought to you by my compadre, my tournament partner, my brother, and the best rod builder above the Mason-Dixon line, Veselka Fishing and Customs. Specializing in custom fishing rods. That's right. Hand-built fishing rods, custom-made and tailored how you want, whether it's by length, action, specific technique, balance, or anything you want. Anything. Veselka Fishing and Customs can build it. Mr. Veselka also has a wide variety of rods to choose from, which we've had a lot of fun with, perfecting and testing. The most unique and famous rod developed at Veselka Fishing and Customs is his custom marabou hair jig rod. Have you thrown the old Canadian dinnerman, the Harry Gary, the fighter fly, the old Thin Lizzy? If you have, then you know these little fluff balls can be hard to cast, especially at those key sizes as light as 1/16 of an ounce. Well, what if I told you you could cast that marabou jig 30 to 50% farther than you're casting it now? What if I told you you don't have to spook those shallow, skittish smallmouth? Well, with the custom hair jig rod from Veselka Fishing and Customs, not only can you cast a lot further, but the way this rod loads up on a long cast is pure perfection. This balanced rod has the perfect backbone with a light action parabolic taper that keeps those fish pinned without breaking your line. Mr. Veselka utilizes an 8-foot custom fly fishing blank converted to a spinning rod and couples it with premium guides leading up to custom fly guides that allow maximized casting distance and reduced line friction and blank slap, maximizing your overall performance, obviously. And we found this rod is not only perfect for marabou hair jigs, but for any light bait you need to cast far, including small swim baits, spy baits, and more. Any light bait you need to cast far, look no further than the Veselka Fishing and Customs Hair Jig Special. So head on over to his website, veselkafishing.com. That's VOCELKA fishing.com. And treat yourself to the custom hair jig rod or any custom rod you can dream up. Well, Matt Peters and I were talking, and he's got younger kids than you guys, but he was talking about how there's literally litter boxes in school now.
In their school. Where's...
Are you?
do you know where's...
Benilde, I think.
Oh,
Where's that?
Benilde, I don't know, some private school.
St. Michael.
St. Margaret. Benilde St. Margaret.
Is that south
Yeah,
or
and
north?
like they call these kids like Furbies.
They actually have litter boxes in schools?
I didn't believe it, but I guess it's like, yeah, there's a thing.
If I saw a litter
insane.
box in school,
Is that wild or what?
That is crazy.
Can you imagine meowing at your friends? Meow.
He does
Like,
that
that's
to me.
the correct way
he
to
does
communicate.
that to me.
Oh, we do too, but it's like
it's like as
to
a
be
joke.
stupid, not like to like, I'm trying to be respectful of who you are. So I will meow at you, you know?
Yeah, you'll probably see it in the video coming out on MLF. You'll probably hear some meowing.
Were we meowing a lot?
You were.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I think you got a video.
I'm just glad there's still some hope for America, is I guess where I was coming from with that. Like, thank you, boys. Yeah. We still have some human
There's
beings.
hope.
They're not all cats yet.
You want to know
Not
how
yet.
we got so many bites on our frogs?
Oh, yeah, this is
We drew
good.
wieners on the bottom of them.
I don't know if I have a picture, but every single one.
I send it to one of my buddies, and he calls me. He's like, "So that's how you win all your tournaments? You drop porn on all of your baits? Is that how you
That
get
is
the
the
fish?"
juiciest nugget that we've ever recorded.
They
Do
couldn't
you
show it on
understand?
video either.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times I've thrown a frog and not caught him and didn't even think about drawing a wiener on the
Blue,
bottom?
black, doesn't
You know?
matter.
I think
I
got
used
a
the blue
picture.
Sharpie, you used black Sharpie. Every
So
frog.
Was this a white frog then? Because
No.
how do you get the wiener to show
I
up
used-
properly on like a darker
I was using
frog?
Spro. He was using he's using Booyah.
Yeah, no, you can get a white Spro and a white Booyah.
Yeah,
but
we were
how
just
do you draw
using,
dicks on a darker one?
I don't think color mattered at all. They couldn't see
Well,
it.
the
Okay.
Sharpie. Well, hold on.
Black frog.
The Sharpie like just stayed on top of it, so like you could have like
Yeah.
a blue one on a darker one, so you could see.
Yeah. The darker one's faded from all the
So
bass
yeah,
teeth.
I had like a bluegill colored one. It was like silver flaky. You could see that.
Yep.
What was some other color? We used brown. You could see it on that. What else we use? We used a little bit of everything. It didn't matter. I wanted to try one of those big Spro King Daddy frogs. I wish I had one. I think we could have got some big bites on that.
You
Those
guys
things
ever
are
messed with a
massive.
bladed one?
That's one thing.
You ever mess with that toad runner?
Evan got me on the track of those little bladed ones. That seems to be a classic bass thing.
I've caught some nice fish in that toad runner though.
The Waypoint guys kind of let it out of the bag, but Chad Keller was the first guy who told me about that.
Oh yeah, Evan Blakely showed me about them. I've never tried them. They sound pretty good.
I haven't gotten the deal going, but one frog go ahead.
Yeah, it used to be a snakehead thing, didn't it?
With
That's kind of what started, I thought.
I think is Florida like type of thing is how
Yeah.
it started, but it's a really good concept.
It
the other
is.
one that is a sneaky one that I almost don't want to talk about, but I don't throw a frog enough. I don't give a shit.
Cut.
Cut. The sprinkler frog, the tackle one.
I've heard of them.
Which
That
one
was
is that one?
was that the one everyone was trying to get on? God, what's the name? Big Stone.
I wish I knew about it. I wish I knew about it for Big Stone because that would have been.
Oh, it's the
probably-
same as a toad runner,
Oh,
Yeah,
is
but
it?
better.
except it looks a little better.
The noise.
I
that
saw
thing
the look on
makes
your
is-
face when I mentioned toad runner. You just kind of went like I figured something out.
No.
That one does look better.
It does.
It's a little slimmer.
Do not
it's a
mystery
little
bass.
You guys throw like a plopper?
Whopper plop.
Yeah.
I don't like him. He's done great on
Yeah,
him.
I've done pretty good.
But
on
the
them.
noise, you know
Yeah.
how that
Yeah.
noise, it's like that, but you can drag it over.
Oh, really?
That's sweet.
The noise
a lot.
is more like that.
See, I don't care about frogs enough to experiment with anything.
Stop it. Like, and,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
a whopper plopper you can get through cover, and
Yeah.
I guess you're welcome, you guys. I'm not cutting that, but
I don't think I'll ever buy one.
it's a
but
real thing. Waypoint Anglers got them. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I think the only place in.
They got a lot. I went there for the first time earlier this year.
You guys been there?
This thing's
Yeah.
sweet.
I got an IMX like 50% off.
Yeah, you could put water in there, pop, soda,
Yeah.
all
Orange
kinds of
juice,
stuff.
apple
Yeah.
juice,
Juice dispenser. It's a juicer.
cranberry juice.
Carbonated apple juice.
Yeah, my sister got me that for Christmas this year.
That's
That's
kind of
actually
spendy.
Yeah, probably wasn't cheap. So
Yeah.
you know, it's good to know she loves me.
How do you clean that?
I haven't, or else there'd be juice in it right now. So it needs to be cleaned. But yeah, water and soap.
You just
Soak
never,
it.
Oh,
just
just
never
let
let
it
it
go
get
through?
empty. Then
Well,
you
there's
don't
two
gotta
holes.
clean it.
There's one up here,
Yeah.
and then
There's a
that
spigot right
comes
there.
out. So you
Oh,
just
you just run it through there and
soak it a long time, and then probably run a batch through it to
good to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. I love it.
What were we talking about though?
I don't know.
Sprinkler frog or
Yeah.
Whopper plopper.
Yeah.
whopper popper sprinkler
Yeah.
that.
On Mississippi, we had a tournament on Mississippi 4 and 5 pools.
Yeah. Is that this year?
No, we were talking about
Yeah.
Waypoint. We were talking about frog.
Yeah,
then
we
got
were.
to
Then
you're
we got to
talking
Waypoint. Got an IMX 50% off there.
dude. That's a
Steal.
Then
Have you
just,
been
just
there?
the other day.
I have.
been
It's
there?
so far
It
away
is.
from
It's
where
far. It sucks.
From
Okay.
you.
Yeah, it's like an
Yeah.
hour and a half. It's down
I
in
live
Tonka. So when we go to
straight
Tonka,
Yeah.
I go there when I go to Tonka. But
Have you ever heard of the World Wide Web?
Yeah.
I don't like ordering stuff.
You don't.
I like
you
going-
only go and
I like to.
buying
The
in person.
thing I will not buy online, I'm horrible at, like hook, like aughts and sizes. Those I buy in person. I can't remember that crap.
Sure.
I don't buy hooks enough. That's
So-
the problem.
if you guys are ever ordering, like we got a code Galaxy 20.
Let's
You
go.
can save 20% on anything you
That's
get at
pretty- they got-
Waypoint the rest of your life.
They got good
That's
deals.
awesome.
They
Yeah,
got real
It's
good deals.
awesome.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
a unique tackle shop, and you guys have maybe been to a tackle shop like down south. Like those are,
Not really.
oh dude,
Not
like
really.
They're weird.
Like a Walmart down south is better than like.
yeah,
Yeah.
But like they have like these just bass shops, like they're loaded with just,
Yeah, just
awesome
Jesus.
stuff, and we didn't have that up here, and it was like,
Yeah.
that's kind of what
Yeah, you
these
go to
guys are doing.
Fleet
but-
Farm.
yeah. Is there any weird like you got this JDM craze now and stuff, and
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean
not
I don't
into
think
any of it.
I don't think it's like the end all be all, but I have there's a few little deals I've picked up.
Yeah.
But you're still American, all American.
Yeah. Well, all that stuff's turning into American now. We're all,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, you
But,
know we're
I mean,
copying all of it.
a Vision that used to be JDM, wasn't it?
Still is.
It still is.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I can't think of
Mega
anything
Bass
else.
110.
Yeah, that's it.
How about you?
And I barely throw those.
I don't throw anything JDM.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Yamatanuki. How do you say that, by the way?
Yamatanuki.
That's
Is that
it,
how you do
yeah.
Do
say
you like
it?
that
Okay.
lure?
Nah.
Nope.
I don't either.
I bought a bunch
actually-
of them when they first came out.
Yeah.
I didn't buy any, but I got given some,
I'll
and then
give
I
you
bought
some.
one pack.
I'll give you some.
I want 'em. You can have them.
The
you
Gary
sure?
Senkos haven't been
The bluegills
producing
bite
as
them
good
fucking
either.
tails off. Like
They're so
nothing.
soft.
Yeah.
It's
You ever rig it backwards?
The Yamatanuki?
Yeah.
like a bowling pin.
No, but I've
Yeah.
fished like a fat Ica.
A what?
A fat Ica is something you'd rig backwards. I
Right.
got some up there. I could grab them when we're done, but it's like a hula grub.
Yeah.
Right.
Like think of like a Yamatanuki, but instead of that, little nipple on the back or whatever, like, it just flares into like a hula grub, and you rig
okay,
it
sure.
that way, and it backslides.
Yeah, I think Rage Tail makes something similar.
Yeah, probably. There's so many lures.
There's layers.
Lures.
A lot of lures out there. A lot of lures
There's
out
so
there.
much.
There's so
now.
much copies
Yeah.
too,
And that's
with like
yeah.
slight differences.
Right?
Yeah, and I've been
Like-
trying to simple it down a lot. Like I need like D bombs, I need like Z craws, and that's it for craws. Keep it simple.
I love Z Craws.
Z craws, you can't go wrong with a D bomb.
Craws.
A super bug D bomb.
You guys don't do the craw tube?
Oh,
We do, but that's in
We
the
haven't
tube category.
recently.
No, we haven't recently. But
like
that's, that's
we
in
didn't.
the-
I didn't even throw one last year, pretty much.
Yeah, I've been live scoping with it a little bit, but
Live scope.
love it.
When did you get it?
I got it over the winter, and I used it ice fishing a little bit, and
Sure.
I put it on the boat. I think when did Jerry get it?
Over the winter.
Over the
So you
winter.
guys both got it.
This has been our
for
first year. Yeah.
Sure.
And I've used it a couple times fishing with Wyatt and Chad because Chad's had it. Just, here and there a couple times a year, and
What's some shit you've learned with it?
I learned so much. There's a lot. I don't know about like actually where fish stage and set up. I don't know if I've learned a whole lot from that. More just how to use live scope. Telling like species apart is a huge thing. I like how fish act is a huge thing.
How do you tell species apart? Because I've kind of figured
It's
out
like-
a little bit.
It's like almost just
Instinct.
instinct. Yeah.
Well,
It's
if you look
weird.
at it,
That's
it's
how
so
I hunt
weird.
too. That's
you're
like,
looking at enough data where you develop an instinct, right?
Right.
That instinct
Yeah.
isn't there when you first turn that live
Right.
scope on.
Yeah,
I got a
so-
real hunch. This is a bass.
Yeah, like
Right.
how high
Yeah,
up?
use
Like,
it.
are they on bottom? Are they a foot off bottom? 2 feet off bottom?
How
When
are they
bait hits
swimming?
the
Are
water?
they
What are they
moving?
doing? Are they looking up? Are they slightly down? Are they swimming? Like carpet's real easy to tell.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Just swim the hell
Rush
away.
Lake over in Ottertail County. We kept thinking we
All
were seeing
sturgeon.
something giant, but it was just sturgeon down on the
Yeah.
bottom.
Sure.
Which is weird.
Yeah,
but-
it's there's a lot of instinct. It's real easy. I think it's getting a lot easier for me to tell species. Like even walleye from smallies on Mille Lacs. It's easy to tell that. Mille Lacs is a real easy one to tell.
yeah.
What's the biggest thing I've noticed is the walleyes will.
How they school up.
Yeah,
that's
they
a big
lo-
one.
Like if you have
Yeah.
a big line of nice looking fish,
Yeah.
like it's gonna be real walleyes.
I actually fished for those one time this year. Had
Uh-huh.
a blast. Drop shot in a flatworm.
On Leech this year, we were practicing for the MNBN up there,
Yeah.
team trail.
How'd you do
and,
there?
We took second.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lost
awesome.
Fothergill, but he earned it. But in practice, I was trying to get an A-rig deal going,
Yeah.
and man, I was crushing a walleye.
It's
I'd bring
fun.
walleyes home every night.
It's
for,
fun.
for Dane's stepdad. But yeah, I mean,
It's hard to say no when they're biting.
You ever
It
go
is
to
fun.
Federal Dam?
Ooh.
maybe
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
not anymore.
But it used to
But
be
you
really
used-
good.
When you could win with largemouth, yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Well, we're
area.
talking about down below the dam, just
yeah.
like from
right
the
off
shore.
the dam.
Oh shit!
Like when
no.
you're done fishing for the day.
You just
Yeah.
load up, go drive over. There's like a little area and you can just fish all around
you
it.
need to cut that or
There's a nice little rice patch.
If-
Well, you don't fish at tournament day. It's
Okay,
just something
so you
fun.
don't care if people go.
No, it's
Okay.
just something
I mean,
fun you
unless
do.
you want to keep it a secret and go for
No.
yourself.
Like you're done fishing.
sound like it's that amazing.
You're fishing.
Well, right
leech.
now, no.
Yeah, it's water's low this year.
Yeah, it sucked.
But, yeah.
We saw a turtle. Normally,
Oh, dude, I'm dead. Yeah, we gotta cut. We gotta cut. You guys saw a turtle. We gotta cut.
there's this big ledge when the water first comes out of the dam. And normally all the time you can see all these like walleye.
A lot of muskie in
and
there.
A lot of muskie. You'll see like
Yeah,
50,
like 50
inch
inches just sitting there.
50-inch muskies. You'll see like little pike, 20, mid-20s to 30s almost.
Yeah.
And then you'll get like your occasional bass.
Couple smallies,
I had to
yeah.
go swimming because there's these big giant
my God.
fences with barbed wire.
Carp
Well-
traps, they're called.
Yeah, whatever. Just to
Right?
block, it's
I think that
to
like,
block
Is that
people
what it
off
is?
from going
In
into
the-
the dam.
in Yeah, you have like these fence deals that only go
Come out
this
from the
far.
edge of the dam,
Yep.
and then you got like there's water up around them, and yeah.
Yep, that's a carp trap, I think.
What do they do?
The trap carp.
I'm
Well,
not
it
an
says
expert
keep
on
out.
it. It's just that's what they've been called. That's what like people have
Just
called
a
them,
name
and I've
for
always
'em.
looked at them. I was like,
How does
how
that
the
trap
hell does this
carp?
trap carp?
Yeah.
like it
It's
might
like
corral
out of
them
the
to
way.
this little opening,
Yeah,
right? But like,
yeah.
how is this a carp trap? But
This
I think
little
about
area that they won't go anywhere.
maybe when they trap, they set up the rest of the trap.
Yeah,
you know,
it'd be
and that
really
might
easy. It'd be
be.
really easy to push them. Yeah.
I don't know the answer, but that would be my guess. And
Yeah.
I do have to pee, gentlemen. So
Alright.
we're gonna take a quick pee break.
Sounds great.
He made this quote of
He's just
like
so
when he
random.
caught a fish in this like
Yeah,
little thing.
yep.
I'm upstairs, baby. So, my buddy Hayden Anderson, he caught like a big fish in the championship for Team Trail, and he had the camera on him. And my buddy's the camera guy, JP. He works at Intune, and JP's a big Theo Vaughn fan. So like JP with the camera, like Hayden's holding up this big fish. JP's like, I'm upstairs, baby. I'm upstairs.
That's awesome.
Oh.
So, it sounds like you don't like sports, you don't like women, you love bass fishing.
We sound like the most lame people. On
We
earth
do.
No, dude, you
until
guys
get
are
to
cool
that bass
kids.
fishing.
Nah,
I've enjoyed this.
I just fish, and that's it.
Same, dude.
Just
I mean, like I
fish.
talk to women. That's about it.
That's more than Zach can say.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I
you
talked
can't
to
even look at them without
I
shaking.
talked to woman bass. Does that count?
yeah, female bass are my
Come here,
favorite
little
to talk
baby.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put her on the
What's not to
scale.
love?
Yeah. So, college now. When we're done with school here
Yeah.
now we move on to college. Okay. And Drury, are you for sure going there?
My parents want me to look at some other schools as well, just kind of like as a backup.
Never hurts.
Never
Keep your
hurts,
options
no.
open.
But my plan is Drury. Yeah.
The fish are in this mat. This is the mat I'd like to fish, Mom and Dad, but I understand that you want me to check pool 8 even though there's no bass there.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Yep. Where is Drury?
It's
Missouri.
Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like half hour from Table Rock, I think. Hour from Ozarks.
It's a good spot.
So yeah, not too bad. It's definitely different than here, though. I mean, you got a lake, 5 minutes every direction, compared to down there. Local lake's half an hour away.
Totally different.
Yeah.
But-
And there's no grass down there. There's a little
Not,
bit.
Not
but
much. Yep.
Yeah.
But from a learning standpoint,
Yeah.
that's
That's needed.
You've been to Florida. You guys have done well up here. I mean,
Yeah.
that Highline Reservoir deal. If you do want to fish bass for a living,
That's where a lot of the stuff
you
is.
need to
yeah.
learn a Highland Reservoir, and those
Yeah.
lakes, that Table Rock area,
Mhm.
you can take what you learn at Table Rock, and now you can fish Hartwell and
Yeah.
know, and break that body of water
Yeah.
down quicker. So that's sweet. And then where's Smarty Britches over here going again? Smarty Pants?
And La Universidad. Oh, I
Yep.
said that wrong.
Yeah,
Universidad.
Harvard wanted me, but I decided, Yale's maybe a little better fit.
Yeah.
Yale, they wanted to give me a full ride,
Okay.
but they didn't want to pay for my housing.
yeah, and you're like,
Screw that. No,
And
we're
we're
gonna
out.
have to throw the house
dude,
down.
I told him, I was like, dude, lose my number. I don't want to talk to you again.
stop calling me.
What are you doing on my phone?
So, what school is it? Sorry.
Uh,
Maybe you don't know yet. You don't have to choose.
River Falls, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Yeah,
I always
state school.
forget. I
Yeah,
forget,
that way
yeah.
you can be the valedictorian of that thing.
Yeah.
It's like
Don't even gotta like
rule over
study.
the dumb kids.
Yeah. Make me feel all cool.
But that's cool. So does River Falls have a fishing team?
No.
Are you going to start one?
Maybe.
I started the UMD one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's no fishing team at UMD anymore.
I'm not saying that. Not saying it was much of anything.
Well,
or-
he did-
and
he
it's
did
not my
his
fault.
part.
No one was there to
Yeah.
carry the torch.
Yeah, you did your part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You carried the weight.
Yeah.
Everyone else, they didn't do it right.
So are you
They're
hoping
wet wood.
to start? Like, is that, or are
Maybe.
you more like, no, dude, I'm
There's
really
just-
passionate about Spanish, which I respect, and I think that's cool. Like, I don't think everybody
Well-
has to want to be a pro bass fisher.
Yeah.
Well,
for sure.
why can't I do both? Is the other question.
You can. You got to go all in. I'm just kidding. I don't fucking know the answer. Yeah.
I don't know. There's like no teams up north. If you think
There's
about
not
it,
much. Well,
because
because
of travel
it's,
time
it's a
everywhere,
winter.
so-
Yeah.
It's a winter deal.
yeah, it is
you
a
know?
winter deal because
You're
not
in college in the winter.
summer.
Yeah.
And UMD, we couldn't, like, talking to Fothergill, like, their shit's paid for. Like, travel, everything.
That's
For
how
us,
it is at Drury. Yeah.
We got funding, but we couldn't use it for travel.
For
So it's
UMD?
like, that's our main expense.
What'd
So
you
what'd
do?
you
Like,
what'd you do with the?
I didn't fish college events because
Well, like what'd you do with the funding they gave you?
we used it for, I don't even know. Rob took care of that. He probably laundered it all. I don't know.
Stole it all. bought himself some new fishing.
No,
You got
Rob's
a
a good
TV.
dude. He's fine. No, we did stuff with it. I just can't remember what. It's a,
Sure.
it was a while
Through
ago.
So
parties.
you had to pay gas.
We were drinking more beer then than
Okay,
now.
yeah.
So
Had to get the kids into fishing club somehow. Might as well get them when
Yeah.
they're drunk.
So you had to pay for gas.
Yeah.
Right? You had to pay. Did you have to pay for like lodging when you're at the events? You had to pay for everything, huh?
everything that involved mileage and lodging, and it was like
How about food?
food. I think we could get covered.
Okay.
You know, but it's like when you look at traveling down to Table Rock for this
That's
event,
expensive.
You're right.
it's
Yeah.
expensive. And okay, what happens if you win? You don't make your money back.
No, it's
Like,
all
not
it's all
how
in
it
like
works,
no,
you know?
it's all in like compensation stuff. Like Camus or Phoenix has a good program, I think.
Which, but it's not for a college angler. It wasn't
Yeah.
for us anyway, and it
Yeah.
was like it was tough for me because I had this idea of what college fishing was like, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'd fished money tournaments in the state and figured out, well, I can make my entry fee back and some
Yeah.
gas money, and if
Yeah.
we win one, I make a little bit. And for me, it's how do I pay for this expensive
Yeah.
passion I love?
Yeah.
Right.
And I always put in, I guess, my time and my funds where I felt like I could get the most back from a dollars and cents standpoint. Not
Mm-hmm.
because I fish for money. I love bass fishing. I'd fish for no money, but it's a matter of I need to be able to keep
You
doing
need
it.
to be able to do it.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know, be able to eat food
I'm in
at the end of
college.
the
I
day.
work at Batteries Plus,
Yeah.
selling
Yep.
AA and AAA batteries. Like,
Is that where you worked?
My senior year, yeah, it was a cool place.
Was it awesome?
It was awesome.
Was it
yeah,
awesome?
yeah, I had a
That
cool
sounds
boss
awesome.
and cool coworkers, so it's like we just kind of screwed around.
The thing about
a lot.
college fishing too now is I had a buddy, he's like 24 now. Well, I have a buddy, he's 24. It's still my friend. But
Recently
turned
separated.
24, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm only friends with 23-year-olds.
yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. But when he was in college, he literally didn't do like anything. He just went on the fishing team and he got like super good discounts, and he like didn't even have to work for the fishing team, and they got like funded to go on all these tournaments. They got all these great sponsorships. You look at the sponsorships now, it's so much lower than what it was because nobody made their money back.
Right.
Is the problem. So now nobody wants to do it, and nobody in college has the money to do it.
Right.
So it's kind of like getting screwed over.
So you either got to be a rich kid or like really plan for that.
Right.
And that's, I guess, kind of the unfortunate thing about the sport is it's an expensive one. It's not like
Yeah,
soccer where
it
you can be
is.
Pele and have $2 in your pocket and a soccer ball and go be that guy, right? it's not that sport, which kind of makes me sad sometimes. But then I see stories about you guys and the boats you guys competed in, and
Yeah,
and I hear
anything's
Noah talk
possible.
about
Yeah.
anything's possible. So it's not a matter of need, but it does help
Yeah.
because it's expensive.
Yeah. Well, you could have won that nationals out of a Lund.
Yeah.
With a 60 horse on it.
Yeah.
Little Lund crossover or something. You could have won it with that.
I don't know if we mentioned this, but the third
Oh,
day when
yeah.
Brad Westling, he took all the waypoints off because he has to, which is fine. We didn't use them. We had to use Google Maps.
Yeah, I took a
from
picture
our phone,
of our
and we had to
coordinates.
type in the coordinates, and we just used Google Maps to get to our spot.
Yeah. Of our one
We didn't
waypoint
use
we
waypoints
had
Done that.
on that mat.
Yeah.
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 You guys Google Earth a lot?
No.
Okay.
Not enough.
We could, probably should.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, you'll learn.
Yeah. When it starts mattering, we will. Yeah.
So you're all done with tournaments for the season. He's a hunter. Do you fall fish?
That's
Zach?
all I do. I
We
fish
got-
until there's ice. I
Same.
fish until I can't launch the boat.
Same.
We got one more tournament
Oh, you do?
over in Missouri.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
Table
Toyota
Rock.
Series. We
Sure.
got when we won nationals, we got entered.
Oh,
in
yeah,
co-angler.
co-anglers.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So we'll be down there first week of November fishing that.
That's exciting, especially because you'll be
Yeah.
going to college and you're there. So
Yeah, I think
like,
we're gonna stop by and
absolutely.
say hi. So
Well, boys, congrats on being national champions. And I had you guys on so all the ladies knew in the state
Now,
that
yeah.
these guys are
Yeah.
high school champions, and they are taking applicants. I think the prom. When is the prom for you guys?
We're overfilled right now.
Yeah.
My Ham Lake.
The waiting
my,
list?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
So my prom for Ham Lake,
Yep.
Princeton, Cambridge, St. Cloud, Blaine, Minnetonka, and where was the other one? Minneapolis. I'm all booked for all of those proms already. So you're gonna have to
you can hit up.
you're gonna
Duluth.
have to text my secretary.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna have to text somebody because God knows you guys aren't gonna talk to them.
Somebody about me. Talk to my dad or something.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you when prom is.
You ain't going?
No, I fish.
It's like May.
Whoa.
5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
May 5th.
Is there any girls on the fishing team? Because that sounds like his soulmate.
There's some.
There's the only way he's gonna ever cross paths with a woman.
Some
is
very
if she's
little
on the fishing
girls.
team. Okay.
Like,
I never understood that. Why is that though? Like, why is that?
I don't know. Some of them are like
no-
so good
there's
too.
so much. Me and Chad have talked about this. There's so much money for women anglers.
Yeah, in the
so
future,
much.
like
it's insane.
Well, and there's not like it's not like hockey or
It's not like
football
they have a
where
disadvantage.
No.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
like we
Like,
got a
makes no
lucky dog.
sense.
They're smarter anyway.
Oh, there's so much. Yeah.
Like the people who won team of the year for SATT. One of them was a girl, and she probably catches like half the fish.
Yeah.
There's
So
some-
like it's not like you have a disadvantage
and
and you
there's-
can't.
no, I
do
know
it.
some good women anglers.
Yeah,
There's
there's
not a
so
lot of
much extra scholarship money for women right now,
You-
especially in SATT.
You don't even have to
Really?
be good. You could
Yeah.
just go there and you can make money.
them. But I mean, why don't women want like have that thing that we
I
like where
don't
we like
know.
want that? Like that's like there's money or not. I want to be a bass fisher woman. I want to be a bass angler.
Right.
You know.
It's
I don't
almost
know
the
what it
same with
is.
hunting. Most of the girls that I've talked to about hunting, the only reason they go is because they get dragged along by their dad.
Do you guys think it's Taylor Swift's fault? I think it's her. It's not
It could
Shania
be.
Twain's fault. I know that, but Taylor Swift, I think it like that
That has to be.
I
part
don't
of it.
know.
might
But
be our. That might be her fault.
You know who Mark Kenyon is? Probably not. Wired to Hunt podcast. Whenever he shoots big deer is whenever he listens to Taylor Swift's song in the morning.
Yeah, Taylor Swift's doing a lot for men. I'm just
Right.
wondering what she's
Like,
doing for
what-
women.
What
and
happened
fishing.
to the girls?
What happened?
I don't know, man.
They're not cooking or cleaning anymore. They have jobs. Like they have like we're even. We're all even.
It's a mystery.
It is a mystery. Maybe because they're scared of you. Maybe they're scared of you guys.
We're
Maybe you should be less intimidating and more welcoming to
Too much
other genders.
competition.
I
Maybe
don't
you
think
shouldn't
we're
be
very-
so sexist.
You're the one that just said they were cooking and cleaning.
Touche. No hablo. Well, hey, I know he's got a big deer to shoot today, and we got some pizza to eat. But I really appreciate you boys making the trip, and I guess like it's cool to see some Minnesota boys take down that Natty championship.
Yeah, it's
and-
awesome. Now we just need to hold it next year on Hartwell.
Well, you'll be college kids now, so you really.
We got
We got one more year.
next year.
We're
Because we
seniors right
qualified-
now.
Oh,
So
they're
we
not
s-
going to let you graduate this year.
No.
This year,
You should
No.
take those classes that.
so this
No, we graduate, but we still can fish SATT and nationals
yeah.
because it's during the summer.
So you guys beat college kids.
Pretty
Well, it was between.
and a
they were
year
about
will
to
be college kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. So it's that
Less than a
summer
year.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still can fish next.
And man, that Carter Pajeski and his,
JD.
they are young.
They are, dude. They're like
That
They're
Illinois
like-
team.
they're
yeah.
like freshmen.
They got
They're
a lot.
sophomores.
Yeah.
They got a lot to do.
They're up there.
They're pretty good though.
There's actually some SATT teams that are new.
Is their
that are
dad
up
like
there.
a good fisherman?
I don't know. I don't see much about their dad.
Sure.
I would assume
They're sponsored by like a lot of people, like Hook.
they got
and
Triton.
Triton.
Well, I mean,
I see him on the Hook Instagram all the
stickers,
time.
sponsors,
Yeah.
and
He's got, what are the
logos can be
glasses?
deceiving too.
Right.
though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, his sunglasses. He's
Oh.
sponsored by Seagar or Sunline. I don't
Logos can be deceiving.
Remember. That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like one guy will put a 30-inch long sticker on for a 20% discount. The other guy
Yeah.
needs needs to get paid to do that, and you don't
Right.
you don't know what that looks
Which
like.
one?
You know,
Which
and,
one?
And yeah, but dude, it's good to meet you guys. You guys are the first high school anglers that have ever been stars in the Bass Galaxy. So
Making
it's
more
been an honor.
history.
Yeah, making history, baby. It's a year of
There we go.
that. So
It is.
the next time we talk, I'd like to, see what we've learned from this. So your homework assignment is to talk
Jeez.
to one girl over the next 3 months.
Does my mom count?
No, non-family.
What
member.
about his cousin?
Nope.
Ooh.
Nope.
He
That's
can't even
illegal
talk to-
still. That's
Not
illegal
even,
still.
Not even grandma.
You can talk to her. I'm just not going to count it. Like you have to talk to a non-family member,
How
like
about- how
your
about-
teacher doesn't even count.
How about the person that cuts my hair? She's a woman.
Nope, has to be within
Not
3
the-
years of our
You
age.
can't pay her to talk to you.
Can't
like,
be the
you're
cash-
paying that woman to
How
talk
about the
to
cashier at checkout?
You're still paying
you.
her.
You're paying her to talk to you,
Dang
and
it.
she's being paid
What if
to
I don't?
talk to you.
What if I don't buy anything?
It's-
there we
it's still
go.
convenience, though.
She's being paid to help you figure out.
Okay,
you know,
okay. I see.
Right.
I can handle that.
Can you do that for me?
I can do that.
I believe in you. Look
I will
at you.
confirm.
I
You're
do too.
fucking beauty.
I know.
You're fucking beauty.
I know.
What's there to lose?
I'm a national champion. Of
What's
course,
the
I'm
worst
beautiful.
you can say? No. Like, okay, I'll go bass fishing. Like, that was fun. Done.
You're ugly.
Don't get out of my face. I'm gonna.
You suck at fishing.
Do you want to go for a walk by the swing set after school, Rebecca? And your homework assignment is to learn some more German.
Oh.
Okay. Next time.
Why
we
not
s-
Spanish? If I'm
You
going to
already
college,
know
Too easy.
Spanish.
I like. Then
some
I would have had
Spanish.
to tell him to go talk to a dude. Too easy, right?
Trilingual.
Too easy, right? Telling him to go talk to a dude's like telling you to go do Spanish. So
That's
like,
true.
I gave him a tough mission. I'm gonna give you a tough mission.
Gotta make it fair.
what do I have to learn? Like how much?
A couple sentences.
Two to three sentences.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
good with
fair.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I can do that.
Something
And
about
then
fishing.
I guess I think it's only fair if you have like some sort of parameters for him with the women because he contributed there.
How
Like,
about this? 1 year younger to us to 5 years older than us. I'm literally giving you access to all the cougars out there.
That's fair.
1 year older? Those
1
ain't
year-
cougars.
No,
1
1
year
year
younger.
younger. 5 years older.
older.
5 years older ain't cougar yet. Like that's
It's
still
getting
Close.
that's still a puma.
Yeah.
That's still a puma.
That
That-
is. Yeah.
That's borderline puma. You're talking about like 25-year-olds
That's
here.
okay.
You're right. This is why I don't do math.
Same, but like
This is hard. I don't even know how old would you say a cougar is for us?
cougar is a
Vague term.
is a static term.
I wanna find-
There's not a cougar for you, but not a like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A
Right.
cougar is
Right.
40 plus. Is
oh
a cougar.
wow! You would say
Okay?
40 plus?
Yes, I would. And 30 to 40 is a puma.
I want to find
Okay.
someone who can pay.
You got to be a puma before you can be a cougar.
What if I'm like 17 and she's like 27?
She's not even a puma yet. She's not 30. Puma,
But
30
that-
to 40.
Okay.
Cougar, 40 and up.
Do you really? Okay, but 27.
I feel like puma should
That's
be
like-
bigger. Bigger gap
That's like
So you think
bigger
25
range.
puma should start at 25?
to
To
35
40.
to 40.
how,
Yeah.
Because puma's 30
Yeah.
to 40 in my mind.
Yeah.
And cougar's 40 plus.
is it
and-
really?
Yeah.
I would almost say 25 to 32 is puma.
Okay.
32 plus is cougar.
So you've changed already because a cougar was 25 when we started this conversation.
I said
Well, you brought light
25
some
to
stuff.
32. 25
Well,
to 32.
there's a lot of people that would say a cougar it has to be 50 plus. And I guess that's not how I see it,
But that's like old enough to be my grandma.
yeah.
So that's like
I think she needs to be within a year or two.
All right.
okay, sounds good. We can make that happen.
Okay.
I feel like mine's a little bit harder. This might be biased.
I don't think you understand what he deals with on a day-to-day basis and the difficulties
Yeah.
he experiences.
I'm
And
gonna have to
just
get
because they're different than
See,
yours
I
doesn't
just-
mean
yeah, I
that he
sit in
doesn't
a boat.
experience them.
That's true.
I
I'm gonna have
just
to
sit in
get
a boat, you
confirmation
know.
on this. We're gonna need video proof.
Yeah. I'll bring her here next time.
Don't
Ooh.
videotape her when you talk to her. She'll like.
Are you sure? I get all the
I'll
camera.
videotape
You
You
know,
can
like,
hide and videotape, but
I
you
could-
shouldn't.
I
Like,
like
I
say,
get all the cameras like this.
I need
you
to
know?
prove that I'm talking
Yeah.
to a girl right now. All right, boys, let's eat some pizza. Thanks
I'm
again.
hungry.
Oh,
Not
that
a
sounds
problem.
good.
Bass Galaxy, checking in, checking out.